Beautiful people. Hey guys, good evening. Good evening, Obodo fam. How is everyone doing? Thank you so much for being here tonight. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Is anyone in Australia here? I think it's morning in Australia now. Do we have anyone from Australia? Good morning to you. Good afternoon from the US. And if you're in Canada, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is good. Thank you all so much for making it a day. We don't normally do the shows on Saturdays, but we had to make, allowance for our guest because he could only do today. So I've got Marquis in the studio already, and I'm going to bring him in a minute. I just want to say hello to everyone. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you so much. Before I bring Marquis in, I just want to please appeal to you as you're coming in. Don't forget how we run this platform. It's a no judgmental zone. Let's listen to him. When women come here, we listen to them with an open mind, right? So I want us to do the same thing tonight, please. Okay, let's hear from him. He's come forward to share his side of the story, and he's saying that, we haven't heard his own side, and it's always good to hear from the other person when we can. So please treat him with empathy, with patience, and please respect him. No abuse whatsoever. I block and delete abusive comments. So the same kind of courtesy and, love and understanding that we extend to our sisters when they come forward. That's what I expect from you, Obodo fam, with this guy tonight. So if you have a question, just put Q in the comment section and put the question, and I will try to take as many as I can. Thank you all so much. Give this video a thumbs up, like it, subscribe if you haven't done so. And thank you so much. Somebody is in California. Olayinka, thank you very much. Marquis is actually in California. Hello, Marquis. You are welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you may be.
Thank you for making it a date with us today. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better. It's been a long ordeal. It's been very, very long, and it's going to be a long process to continue to go. I'm here in California trying to obtain custody for my children. This was like on a whim. I dropped everything. I came from Fort Lauderdale, from Boca Raton, Florida, and I left. I dropped everything and came because as soon as I just found out about the story. I believe about last month sometime, and it already happened the previous month. I got informed of it. Someone told me about it, and when I went online, when I went to Google and Googled the name, and I saw all of what was going on, it just went through a shock. And I'm like, I'm reading the stories. I'm like, this is not what happened. I know the reason what's going on. And before I go, I'm going to let you all know what's really going on. And pretty much people have gotten this judgment about me.
All right.
And with the mute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll take it one step at a time. Obviously, that's why you are here, to enlighten us and to tell us the story from your own perspective. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming forward. But before we get into the story of peace, can we get to know you a little bit? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm not from Haiti. I'm not from Nigeria. I'm not from neither one of those countries. I would like to visit there, but I've never been there. I don't have any family lineage from there. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I was raised in Detroit, Michigan. So that can answer one of the big questions that were thrown out there. So no family lineage, as I know, from Haiti. My name is Marquis. Yes, it's a French name. There's a lot of people who have other nationality names, and they don't even fit the bill for it, So that's why I was kind of wondering why everybody thought that I was from Haiti or something. But
Yeah. So your parents, are they African American?
They are. My mother was born in New Haven, Connecticut, and my father was born in Alabama, in Anniston, Alabama. So there's no lineage, as we know of. We were told we were brought from Africa, so it's like, we can argue and debate that, but that's something different. But as I know where my family's from, no.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying that. I mean, it's just to have a little bit background about you. Thanks for clarifying that for us. So tell us a
You're
little bit
welcome.
about how and when did you meet Peace?
I met Peace in 2009. August, as a matter of fact, I remember the date. It was August 14th, 2009. And I met Peace. She was currently going to Southern University, studying to be a nurse. I met Peace at Walmart at the store, and that's how
Right,
we got to know each other. I
right,
found out that Peace was actually in the shelter before I met her. I met her when she was in the shelter. Put it that way.
right,
She was in the shelter because her auntie, she ran away from home. Apparently, she ran away from her auntie and her uncle, who brought her from Nigeria to go to school.
right,
And she told me that
right,
allegedly that the uncle was beating on her, and that, saying that he was actually abusing her. And her auntie took her passport and her documents, and kind of left her stranded there in America. When I met Peace, Peace had already had a child from another man from Nigeria, I believe he was going into soccer or something. I don't know. That's what she told me.
mhm,
Kalechi is the oldest, and when I came into his life, he was 8 months old, and right now he's 13. And I raised him from the time he was 8 months till the time about 2 years ago. So he's mine. I raised him. No one else has
right,
raised him but me. And
right.
when me and my ex-wife got together, we started a family. So Kalechi's not my biological son, but he is. But we have 7 children, and all of them are from me. I have 5 boys and 6 boys and 1 girl.
So Peace had a son before you got together. So the remaining six
Correct.
children, are they biologically yours, or did you have other children as well?
Yes. No. We all of the children that we have is from her.
So you have six children that are biologically yours, then plus the one she had before, making seven.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So what happened in your marriage? What happened? What happened that led to your divorce? Because we understand from the story that we read that she told the police when she was in the Hamptons in New York State that she was
Uh,
fleeing from domestic violence marriage. So what happened?
that's not true. When she made these allegations, I had already apparently everybody has already saw the news, but I was already in prison. I was arrested over for a battery on law enforcement, which I had to serve time. I had to serve time for what I had to go through, and from what I served my time for 11 months, I was already in prison. When these charges came to the prison yard, they let me know that I wasn't leaving until Broward County came and got me. So when she said all of these things, I was already in prison. I have the documents, everything is lined up. So the reason why it takes a long time is the criminal justice system. So I had all the documents. When she was going to come to court, they were going to arrest her for false testimony because it showed that Mr. Hudson was already in prison. You're making allegations, and based on these allegations, we see that you're making these allegations based that you're trying to stay here on a domestic abuse voucher,
So
which
are you
she
saying that
tried,
while
but it
you were
didn't
in
work.
prison, let's just take it one step at a time. I know you got a lot to get out, but if we take it one step at a time so we can have an understanding. Yeah, thank you so much. You're doing very well. I just want to find out, did she label an allegation against you for domestic violence while you were in prison, or was that something that happened prior to you going into prison?
I had already been in prison. When I was serving my time, I had got the letter that they were going to extradite me based on some charges that she had placed on me. Now she said, making the allegations that I had put my hands on her in December. Now December 2nd, I had been arrested for false ID, which they threw out. I had already been on probation for the battery on law enforcement. That's the reason why I was serving time, because when I got arrested in Miami, I had got arrested for the false ID, which they later threw out because they saw that my ID actually matched up who I was. The cop made a mistake. But when you're on probation, you can't get in no trouble. You can't, no police contact of any
Yeah,
sort. So
yeah.
even though they made their mistake, the mistake still is going to be on you because you are on probation. So the rule is no police contact at any time, at any type can be
During
allowed.
probation.
So
Yeah.
during probation. So
Hmm.
when I got arrested, I had already went through that. So when I went back to court in Fort Lauderdale, they actually told me that I have to actually be arrested, and they sent me to Orlando, and I will serve my time. And from that time in January 27th of 2019 till January 28th of 2020, I had been in prison. I had been released already on January 27th, 28th of 2020. So I had been on an ankle monitor the whole entire time after I came out of prison because of the
Right.
charges. And I was supposed to have been coming home September of 2019, but because of the charges that they said was in Broward County, they put a hold on me until Broward County came and got me. So I never left prison. So when
Right.
I left and everything, and when I got out of jail, they rebooked me. They placed me on an ankle monitor. So after I'm telling my attorney and they looking at all the documents, they wanted to throw it out, but they just told each other like we can't throw it out immediately because of the process. It's a process of going. You can go there for 6 months because they'll hold it back for status or motion and all these legal terms and everything. And so it's like what they're doing is they're prolonging it, but I
Right.
have to go through it.
Right.
But I was on
So,
the ankle monitors from 2020 till 2021.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
2021.
while you were on the inside, she was with the 7 children by herself.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. She was by
Did
herself.
were you still married then, or you were already separated, or you had what was there any issues in the marriage at that point?
Absolutely. We had already been through issues. Peace, apparently, no, let me get, Peace had an affair years ago with me. She had gotten pregnant. And when she tried to do it, she tried to hide it, but it came out. She tried to take these abortion pills, which she took these abortion pills she got from Texas somewhere. And she confessed that she had an extramarital affair.
While
And
you
when
were
she got
married,
pregnant,
you had an affair with someone
while
else.
while we were married. And
Right.
so when she had the abortion, since that time, for 3 years, we had been really good. We were a really good couple up until the point that when she decided to do what she did, and now the consequences befell her. She had the abortion, and from that time, it just seemed like problems existed. Like we couldn't go to the store, we couldn't go to Walmart, we couldn't go to the movies, we couldn't go to the beach, we couldn't go to church, we couldn't go anywhere that there were women around because she feared that I would one day get her back or something. It was a thing that she played this guilty conscience on me, like it was something that I was doing, and she always accused me of having a wandering eye, and I tried to explain to her like that's not what I'm doing. A lady's at the door. I opened the door for both of them, my wife and for her to go in, but she has this divinity of a problem that I don't know. She just couldn't shake it, and our problems just kept pursuing, kept persisting, kept persisting, kept persisting. And
Right.
she made allegations, and she said that she actually explained to me. She said that she doesn't believe that I'm cheating. She just doesn't like the fact that other women are attracted to me, and that I see other women in my sight. And I'm like, I'm married to you. I have seven children with you. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere,
So
and I would try to explain that to her.
she was very insecure. That's what I hear you saying, that she was very insecure about the affair,
Right.
and then she's suspecting that you may or, be other women are attracted to you, or you may be, she suspected that you were cheating. And this was all based on her insecurity. So this leads me to the question about
Absolutely.
her mental health. Someone asked a very, very important question, because I was quite concerned that this woman is out there in America, somewhere in New York, in this posh area that is all white people breaking into people's home, and she is suffering from
Yeah.
mental health illness. So did you notice that she had some underlying mental health illness while you were together?
It dawned on me. You know, I'm sorry. I'm just taken back from this, just to remember everything that's going on. Like I want to tell you everything, but you got to kind of like think like, I don't. Too much has happened. What
Yeah.
she has done. Yeah, you would be amazed at the level of disrespect this woman has put me through. Has put her through the children and for our family. she literally would, she had the children while we were in the vehicle, and she went through one of her episodes. And so what she did was she explained, like, you know how I'm trying to be snappy, and she explained in detail the sexual the sexual activity that she was doing while she was on top of the guy, you know, grinding and all of this other stuff while the children are in the vehicle. So I'm looking at her like, you can't be serious. Well, I can't believe you're actually going into detail trying to, because, you know, a woman was at the bus stop. She would literally tell me those things. She literally would say those things and say it right in front of the children, like, that's why she did this and that's why she did that. And I would turn, I would look at the children, and then I would look at her. I'm looking back at the children, and they're just looking at me like, you know, it was shameful. It was very disrespectful. She was disrespectful in the street. She would literally bend over, pull her dress up, and tell me to kiss her behind, and tell me that she's gonna let other dudes, you know, pretty much have sex with her, you know, because she's getting into an argument with me over women in the street.
So, I mean, to your understanding, I mean, I don't know if you know much about mental illness. Did you think her behavior was kind of strange, was bizarre with everything that you experienced when you were together?
Absolutely, I believed it was strange. I just didn't know what to do about it. I just really thought that this was just, you know, insecurity. You know, it's an extreme case of insecurity, but you know, I could say, yeah, you got a mental problem. Yes, yeah, you got a mental problem. You know, she does have a mental problem, obviously, but how to combat that, I didn't know what to do. You know, we went to marriage counselors. She's talked to her family. She's spoken with mine, and pretty much even the counselors even pretty much came to the conclusion that it was like a guilty conscience. They never said anything about mental illness, though. They never said anything that, you know, maybe I think she's bipolar or anything. And I thought about that. I said, well, maybe she's bipolar. And then when we get to talking, you know, she's explaining to me that I'm the one with the bipolar. I need to get my head examined. I'm the one over here looking at women and this and that, why you got 7 children and you got a wife, and you know, and it's like that's not what I'm doing. It's like we're arguing about the validity of that, and that's not what it is. You're suspecting them looking at someone. A woman can literally walk past, and I'm bending down to tie my shoes, and she would literally snap off on me in the middle of the street, and it was embarrassing.
Was there any
And I didn't
evidence for her
understand
to
why.
suspect, Marquise? Thank you so much. Was there any evidence, or did she ever? Was there anything that made her feel so insecure? Did she ever catch you cheating or anything like that, or it was just on her head?
Never, never. I never cheated on my wife. I've never cheated on her. Never desired to want to cheat her. I mean, I got 7 children to prove. I love her. I always wanted her. You know, and to this day, I love her, but I gotta love her from a distance because this is not working. I can't do this.
So a lot of people in the comment section who are listening, we got about 611 people at the moment who are listening to this show. They are all saying that 7 kids is a lot, and it was only from 2009 you met. Between
Right.
2009 and, you know, I don't know when your last baby was born, is a long, I mean, it's a very short time to have 6 kids. And
Yep.
literally, you had several kids in the household. Was she working? Were you working? How were you managing raising 7 kids, just the two of you?
Good question. By trade, I do electrical work. I'm in the general contracting, contractor and construction. So my field before I even met her was in construction. I was
Right.
I was doing electrical work, so we made good money. You know, so she would stay home with the children. I was the worker. She would stay home with the children. I worked 12 to 14 hours a day. I don't have time to cheat. My paycheck will match up to the hours that I make. So there was no time to cheat. I didn't desire to cheat. So my main goal was going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home. She stayed home with the children, even though it's a lot of children. It is a lot of children. I know that's it. The stress can weigh down on you. So I don't ever want to believe that um, raising children is an easy task, and I know it's not. It's not going to be an easy task with me raising them. Um, so pretty much I was the breadwinner. The reason why she did now here's the thing about her citizenship. When we got married in 2010,
Yeah.
her passport, from what she told me, had been expired.
Right.
She said she was trying to get her passport, but her auntie had took her documents from her to prevent her from having any type of freedom or anything, where she can't get her ID, she can't get a driver's license, she can't get nothing. So pretty much we tried to fight that, but I didn't know anything about immigration or anything, so it was pretty much on her to give me the information. I explained, I tried to go into depth, but I asked her, come to her many times and asked her, like, when you want to go to immigration, you want to do this, because we're married, I got, my ID, I'm from here, so we're married, let's get your own documents your own way. And she never wanted to pursue it. Um, I don't understand why. I've tried to pursue this with her, but she never wanted to go get it. She would make plans to do it, but she never would follow through.
So I'm assuming that you are American. You're an American citizen, right?
I am, yes, ma'am.
So she could have, I mean, by virtue of your marriage to her, she could have gotten her resident, or what do you call it in America, her green card by virtue of her marriage to you. But you're saying that she didn't pursue that. She didn't have a passport
I knew
because her
nothing.
auntie has taken it, and
I
she didn't
knew
show any interest.
I knew nothing about that. I knew nothing about immigration. I knew nothing about residency or any green card or anything of that sort. I never was married to a foreign person, so all of this stuff was new to me. All of this was very new, and so when I pursued out of my own education about it, I just asked her. I said, "So what about getting like the citizenship? Because I know you're a foreigner, but I don't know everything about it. I do know about that when you're married that it's supposed to be legal, but apparently it's not. So I didn't know what steps I needed to do to take it, and she never pushed it, she never forced it, she never pressed the issue of it. So we just continued to be married, and and we just kept going on. So later on, I believe 2018, I'm gonna explain something to you all. I was raised Christian
Right.
and Islamic. Okay. She was delving into some things that now I'm explain now I want you all to know I'm an American here. We know nothing about other religion cultures or religion that they have in other countries. So she started delving into some things called some Baba Lao, whoever. She said she was going to go talk to. She went to go talk to.
She was talking to
And
Babalawo in the US.
in the US, and we were in Florida. And
Right.
I knew nothing about that. I asked her like, so what is a Babalao? What is that? And
Yeah.
she explained that it's a different religion. And when she started saying, I'm like, wait, that sounds like I don't know what that is, and it's not Christian. So she started explaining to about what Yamaya and Obatal, Obatal. It was things she was doing. She was researching on it, and she was actually doing rituals.
Obatala. Obatala.
Yeah.
Was researching
I,
into all these deities,
so she was doing,
African
yeah.
spirituality. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So she was doing some work. Yeah, she would tell me she was doing it. She would visit them and she would leave out with different things. So we get into an argument about that. Like, I don't know what this is. It sounds demonic, because I'm Christian. I don't we don't do all of that. Whatever you're doing, you know better than that. She tells me that her father was a preacher. He's a preacher and a journalist in Nigeria. So I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing this idol worship and stuff? Why are you going to do sacrifice? Buying doves and buying these different animals and stuff, and like, no, you're taking the money that we're supposed to be growing a business, where we're trying to start a business, this meticulous cleaning service, that we were trying to do that with the money that I was making. And apparently she wanted to take it and do other things, so she started doing some rituals and everything. And
Okay.
she explained that
So
she got mad at me.
yeah, let me ask you this, Marquise. When you met her, was she a Christian when you got together in 2009?
Yes,
At some point, she
yes.
started looking into African spirituality and started pursuing that path. Right. I want to ask you a very crucial question here because I'm trying to look at it holistically, because like I said, I'm focusing on the aspect of her mental illness and the fact that she's out there now,
Yeah.
she's ill mentally and she's not getting any support. The children will come to the children later. But I just want to ask, since you say you were the only one that was working, She was home with the kids, and these are 7 children we're talking about. Even in Africa, that's a lot of children. And it's even more difficult over here in the West to raise children because you
Mm.
don't have that extended family support with you. How did she cope financially when you were inside?
When I was inside, she was wherever she was at. She was not with the children. The children had gotten taken away the first time. She had tested positive for marijuana when the seventh child was born, Manikil, when he was born, and when you go to the emergency room to have the delivery of the children, they test the children for any type of substance abuse, drugs, cocaine. So when it
Yes.
came out that the baby had marijuana in his system, they called DCF, they called the social worker, and so the social worker came out and with the police, and based on that, they took the children away. So
They took
pretty
all
much
the
when she
children
came back,
away.
all we were there, all the children were there. Me and the children were there, just to witness the birth of the last child. So when the police came and the social worker came, they actually took the baby right out of her hands, the newborn baby. And I know that, and nobody can be able to grasp the sadness, um,
Was that something that
having a
she's
mother.
done before during your marriage? Was that something that
No,
either of you participated in before smoking? Smoking
no,
weed?
she used to smoke. Yeah, she told me she smoked weed before. I smoked weed, but I stopped because of my job. My job requires me to take drug tests. Doing electrical work in the construction, then they're not too keen on drug addicts or alcohol abuse. So I couldn't smoke. Now she will be able to get it. It's freely here. You can get it anywhere. Going to the neighborhoods and go get it from a dealer or wherever. A D-boy. But um, I stopped. Now, whether she was doing it, and she was doing it, obviously doing it behind my back, and she know I couldn't smoke. That was one of the things. That's how we got to where we were. Financially, was because I was able to keep a stable job. I learned. I knew offhand that if I wanted to keep making the money that I was making pretty much $1,800 to $2,000 a week, doing construction. So
How
I
much
needed
was
to
that?
keep that.
1,800 to
$2,000 a week.
two
That's a lot.
thousand
That's
dollars
like
a
four
week.
thousand. That's
Yeah, is
four.
that?
I don't know. I don't know what that is in naira. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not in Nigeria, so I don't use naira. I live in the UK. I use pound sterling. So, but that's all right.
Well,
That's fine.
yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I don't know what that's equivalent to.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. Go ahead.
So, yeah. So when the children were taken away, we had to go through classes um, to pretty much show the court that we were stable parents. The money wasn't the problem. To get in the vehicle was getting in the vehicle or getting a place to stay was not the problem because I always worked. um, they wanted to show that the parents, based on what she did, I had to go down with it as well. I went to because they found out that we had problems before. She would call the police, for the argument, wouldn't go to jail for it, but it still states in, the records, y'all been having the police come out there for your domestic and this, that, and other, and, so we're going to have you do classes. We want you to do classes on parenting. We want you to do classes on drug abuse.
Yeah.
And I was doing it and we both were doing the classes up until the part when I went away. Um, it was
So
sad.
I
It
was
really
asking
was.
the question. Yeah. So when you went away, she was alone. The children were still with the social services at that point.
Yes,
How long were you in prison?
I was in prison for a year, pretty much a year. It says 11 months, but I actually did a little over a year.
1 year, 1 year in prison. So at that point, did they return the children while you were still on the inside
They returned the children to her.
to her?
I had got the information. They sent it through the mail. And then when I talked to my attorney told me, they said, yeah, the children are back. They got the children back with the mother. She's doing well. She has a place somewhere, and I believe she was trying to work as a receptionist or something. I don't. This is what was coming from social services. Apparently, she was doing great.
So
And while I
yeah.
was in jail, while I was in prison, I got the information. And upon me trying to leave, I couldn't leave because
Right.
they told me that I had those charges on me. these
Right.
newfound charges.
Right.
So when I was released, I was on an ankle monitor for the remainder of that year. And when I was placed off of that ankle monitor, I had got a phone call from the state of California. I was on the phone with my sister, and the state of California called me when I got off and told me that the children were in DCF in Los Angeles. And I say, I don't understand why they're in Los Angeles. I thought they were talking about here in Florida because that's the last place she was at, and that's where we were at. So I don't understand how did she get to California, and she doesn't even have an ID. So I didn't know how she got there driving. So when they told me what the
Did she
stipulation
take
was
the
that they were
children
in
with
the
her
van,
when she was moving to California with the children? Did she, when she went to California from Florida, did she take the children with her?
she did. When she got the children back, they were here in Florida for the remainder of the year. When I got out, I didn't even know where they were because I had no contact. I had a no contact order with her. So I couldn't, to contact the children meant I had to contact her. And because I can't contact her, I didn't know where the children were. So she left later on in that year, around June sometime, June of the later on that year. And when I got the information from the state of California, they gave me a call. So I'm thinking she's making a mistake. I'm like, well, you mean Florida, right? And the lady told me, she's like, no, I have the ID. She gave me her ID number. She
So
said,
she
I'm with
was,
the state of
I
law.
think she was arrested because that article says that she was arrested driving a vehicle that was unlicensed. She didn't have a license and she had kids in the car. I don't know if that's the incident when she was going to California, but the what we read said
No,
that she was arrested.
no, no. She was
Children in the
arrested
car.
while she. No, no, no. When she got arrested, the children had already gotten taken away.
Right.
While the children were taken away, 1 week later, then she gets arrested for driving, without a license.
Right. So I'm back to the question I asked you because I don't think like you've answered it, if you don't mind. I mean, and you may not have the answer to it. I understand if you don't, because I mean, you may not be in a position to answer it, but I'm concerned about how she survived not having a job, having 7 kids returned to her now, and you, the
Hmm.
primary provider or the only provider in the family, was
Hmm.
in prison. How did she survive? Did she have any help? Was there any family? Do you know if she received money from any source? I mean, we're talking about feeding, we are talking about rent, we are talking about children going to school, we're talking about clothing, everything, the bills. How did she survive?
Good question. I have no answer for that. And the reason why I don't have an answer for that, because while I was in prison, I had a no contact order with her. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to know whether whether she hit the lottery or what. I had no information.
So,
So
yeah,
what she was doing but apparently she was working. Apparently whatever she was doing, it was working because she apparently had a place here in Florida. Why she left, I don't know.
right. Okay. Thank you very much for that, for saying that you have no idea. Because I mean,
That
the
was the
way I
question that I've
think,
always wanted to wonder.
yeah, because the way my mind works in a way that I'm looking at things from a different. I'm not judging you. You are only human. I'm
Mm,
sure you made some mistakes in the marriage as well
mm,
as kids, although
yeah.
you haven't told us
Oh
anyone.
yeah.
Yeah. Or are we saying that? I mean, because from my experience, when a relationship fails, both parties have contributed to why it fails. And if a relationship is successful, both parties have also contributed to the success of the
Hmm.
relationship. But I'm looking at this woman. She's vulnerable. She's an immigrant. She's come from Nigeria in the US, presumably to go to school. She's living with this auntie who didn't treat her well,
Hmm.
who was abused, sent out of the house. Her documents, her only immigration document, her passport was taken away. And she was already stranded by the time she met you. So you see, there's a lot of
Hmm.
vulnerability around her. When you met
Oh
her
yeah.
already, she was already vulnerable because you told us she was already in shelter when you met her.
That's
And
right.
then you got
That's
to
right.
met her. Yeah. And in the period of your marriage, she was just having children back to back to back to back to back to back to back. You know, she didn't work. You were the one working, bringing in money. And then there was some behavior that didn't add up. And you also told us about how she was experimenting with African spirituality, and doing all sorts of things that you were not comfortable with. Um, why do you think she made the allegation against you while you were in prison, and you're saying that is a lie, that you didn't do anything to
Now, let me explain it to you. When I got out of prison, my attorney told me. He told me that both of them, that the reason why they believe that what she's doing is because she's trying to stay in the country. Her visa had been expired since 2010. So there were ways that she can stay in the country, but she chose a different route. I believe she panicked
she panicked?
because she was going to go. They were going to arrest her. They told the state attorney and the prosecutor. They told me that they were going to arrest her in the courtroom because they saw the documents. They see there was no way that he could have done all of this when he was already locked up. He was already in prison.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, looking back now, I think we can safely she was dealing with quite a lot. No wonder she snapped. No wonder she lost it completely. And okay, when you got to know about it, when you came out and she had gone, what did you do?
I'm sorry.
When you came out and she had left Florida with the kids at this point, what did you do
Right.
when you found out that she's taking the children and left? What was your reaction to that? I mean, what did you do? Did you go to look for them?
I could not. Listen, at the time when I found out the news about that she had took the kids, I was on an ankle monitor. I don't know if you know what an ankle monitor is.
No, I don't. I don't. What's that?
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. An ankle monitor is a device. It
Oh, is it
looks
the thing
like
they put in your
like a
ankle?
paper.
The thing they put in your ankle? Yeah, I think I've seen it in movies. So does
Absolutely,
that mean you cannot travel across
absolutely.
states?
So
Is that what it means? That you cannot travel across states? Yeah?
absolutely.
Right. Okay.
So I
I get.
had to wait. So I had to wait until the remainder of the year when they
Right.
finally said, you know what, we're not going to pursue this anymore because, it's taking up too much time. She's not going to show up because if she does show up, we're going to arrest her. And when we arrest her, it's a felony and we're going to ship her out of here. So I had to wait. What happened was June when I found out that the children were in California. December, I believe December 13th, the charges were dropped and the ankle monitor was taken off my ankle. I made provisions right then and there when I was working. I made my provisions to say, you know what, I'm going to California. Whatever I got to do, I'm going to go. So what happened was I got into an auto accident, hit and run accident. I'm still pursuing with the city because it was a police officer that actually fell asleep at the wheel and hit me. So, I'm going through that ordeal because I was injured. I
Were
couldn't leave
you
the state
were you in
afterwards.
contact with her by phone? I understand that you couldn't travel, but were you in contact
Right.
with her by phone, or did you speak to any of the children at this period? During this period?
No, I didn't have their contact information right at that time. They told me that they were in foster care. But they were gonna schedule when I be able to leave to go do family visits and be able to do phone visits. And they gave me the phone visit privileges earlier this year. And I've been in contact with my children ever since. And
No,
we have a relationship now.
no, I'm taking you back to, I'm still stuck on that because I'm just trying to establish that this woman, with 7 children, running from the immigration, running from the police, trying to provide for the children because you, her husband, and the dad and
Hmm.
the sole provider was not available. I'm trying to
Hmm.
establish what happened after you came out of prison. So you said you couldn't travel because you had your ankle monitor, but I'm saying, did you
Right.
phone? Did you talk to your children, or did you not have their contact number?
Oh, now at that time, that was a process. I had just gotten back to talking with my children within the last few months. The privileges they just gave me the visitation to come see the children, and we're making a visit next week. The phone privileges that they gave me, they later on gave it to me, like later. They just gave me like updates on where they were and how they're doing. They're in school. One of the children is in private school. He's in a Christian academy, and it would just give me like updates. Now I have all the documents. I have the honor roll scholars. I have the ones who just attended kindergarten, their coloring paper. You know, they gave me all of those things before they gave me the opportunity to have the phone privileges with them. So when I started having phone privileges with them, they were monitored as well, and they saw that the progression was good. So when I told them that I'm flying to California, they were set to go. They were all set to go for it. So that's why I'm here in Los Angeles right now, and I'm
Yeah.
going through what I need to
I
pursue.
don't think you still understand the question, Marquise. I'm sorry that I'm fixated on this. You are talking about the current time. I'm talking about
Mhm.
what year did you come out of prison?
I came out of prison January 2020.
So I'm talking
I
about
had,
2020.
yeah, when they were, right,
So I'm
in
talking about,
2020.
yeah, when you came out of prison in 2020, you couldn't travel. She had taken the children and left the state. You couldn't
Mhm.
obviously pursue them because of your ankle monitor. So I'm saying,
Right.
what steps did you take to ensure that she was safe, they had food, and your children were okay at that point?
I,
Because you couldn't
I
go
could not.
physically.
I could not.
Why not?
And the reason why is because I had a no contact order. I couldn't contact them. I couldn't contact her. I couldn't contact no one of them.
Why?
Now, how she will survive? Because this is their law. I
The
know it
children
sounds
were not with
ridiculous.
social services at this point. They were with her.
Right. She was getting support from the some of the social workers that they got lined up with the children that they have with the children. They have services now. Now they have services for women. They put her in a place. I couldn't contact her because I couldn't contact children. When I actually talked to the state attorney, they told me that they're trying to go through like child support or anything. You would have to go to the family court. And family court told me, based on what they have, the information about me choking her, she fears that I will be a danger to the children. I wouldn't be able to contact them.
Okay. All right.
So there was no way that I could send there was no way that
You
I could
couldn't
send
contact
money
them.
to them or anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just going to leave that there and move forward. When did you realize that your children had been taken into care and Peace had completely lost her mind now and was homeless and sleeping in people's homes?
When did I find out?
Yes.
Last month.
So since 2020 till this is 2022, you didn't know what was happening to them. You didn't have
I
any
had
contact.
no idea. No, 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 no. I had already found out that they were in California, but they were being taken care of in California. I talked to my social worker, and he gave me the updates on them. And he was telling me that I need to continue to do some classes and everything. And once I get done with the class with half of the classes, then the privileges would allow me to be able to speak to the children on the phone, video chat, like what we're doing now. And after they found that was sufficient, we're having an actual relationship with the children now. I'm having video conferences with them, but up until the point that I was in Florida, I couldn't leave until the ankle monitor was off. And once the ankle monitor was off, I was injured, which actually delayed me from even coming out to California.
So
So I
for
had to make, I was,
2 years from 2020 to
actually
2022, you had no
3 years.
I'm not talking about physical contact now because you said that she was receiving support from social services and you were not allowed and you couldn't
Mhm.
travel because of the ankle. But you didn't have any telephone contact to your children or to Peace to find out about their welfare. 7 children is a lot, Marquise. Do you think there's something you could have done a little bit different with this?
If I could, I would have done it. But the things that I wanted to do would have costed me to going back to jail, going to prison, and I wasn't going to do that.
So
I went downtown to the court and asked them, what is it that I can do? There's nothing that they could do.
I'm not sure how
I
the
wanted to
system
find out where my
works.
children are.
I'm not sure how the system works in America, and we've got people here. If you're a social worker in that area and you understand how it works, maybe you can advise us because
Mhm,
I'm a social worker in the UK, and I've never
mhm.
seen where a father is not given at least you cannot contact your children except it's been determined that you pose a significant risk to your own children. And you haven't told us that
because
she
of
made any complaint or the children complain about you. She filed a report about you, saying that you put your
right.
hands on her. But there was no, or maybe there is, I don't know, that you haven't told us. There was no report about you having anything to do with the children, any sons, so any problems with you and the children. So why would they not allow you to contact your children even on the telephone for 2 whole years?
Did you read the report? Did you read the story when she asked the police, when the police asked her, do you believe that he's a danger to you and your children? And she replied, yes. I have never been in no child abuse case or any of that sort. My problems stem from her. So this is definitely like annoying to even go into depth about it because I'm actually seeing what's actually going on. She's actually getting her punishment just due. I'm not gloating over it. I don't wish bad on her. But
What,
if you believe if people believe what they want to believe, I
what was
believe
that?
this
Sorry,
is
I
this
didn't
is
catch that, Maki. Sorry, I didn't catch that. What did you say? What did you say that she's getting her punishment?
she is getting her punishment from God. She has to come back and repent for the
That's
things she has
cold.
done.
I can't believe you just said that she was your wife, the mother of your 7 children. You're saying that she's getting her
No, I'm
punishment from
not.
God?
Listen, you're no, no, no. You're making it seem like I'm gloating over it. I'm not happy about this.
No, but you just
Let me
told
give you
us
an
that she's
example.
getting her punishment
No,
from God. Why would you say that?
where
Do you think she deserved what happened to
okay.
her?
I don't listen. I don't think people deserve what they get, but unless they do something that I know what went on in the marriage. You weren't there. You
No,
didn't
I'm
see
not. I
what was
wasn't.
going on.
I wasn't
Exactly.
there.
Hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain. Let me talk. It is my story.
You-
No one saw what she did. No one experienced what she has done and said to me and those children. She has literally told these children traumatic things. You don't know what the social worker has told me, what the children has told, what her opinion of them is. You don't have any idea of the depth and the magnitude of destruction this woman has done. But for people to sit here and pretend that what I'm saying now is so cold and heartless, you really have to understand the depth and the magnitude of what's going on.
Okay, tell us a little bit
She
about
has
what she
dealt.
did. Maybe we don't have a full understanding. You said she reported you, she lied against you to the police. She told the
Yeah.
children some things that were untrue. In the public, she was behaving. Do you believe that it may have been because she's mentally ill? That is why she was behaving in that way?
You believe she's mentally ill.
It's
Peace
not
knows what
me.
she's doing.
I'm not the one that, whether I believe or not, the police said that this woman is breaking into people's homes. We've got the story here, on the American newspaper, the British newspaper, they all carried that. She's wearing these coats, and she's out there on the streets. She's obviously
Hmm.
not well. Are you saying that she's well? She's pretending? Is that what you're saying?
Let me explain something to you. Peace has this Americanized view where she has explained to me and yelled in my face and is disrespecting me on levels, talking down to me, telling me that I'm nothing. I'm completely nothing to her because I can't
Yeah,
provide more for her. She pretended
right.
that she was this boss chick, and she explained many times she was a boss chick and that she deserves another guy that can treat her more with more respect, to be able to just look at her constantly every day. She tells me that there are gentlemen that are on the street that are talking to her. And like I said, you all don't know the magnitude of what's going on. Let me explain something to you. She's running. Let me explain. The Bible even talks about that. The wicked flees when no one is pursuing them. These allegations she's making up, she made a lot of allegations up, and it has cost me, and it has cost a lot. The things that I wanted to do, I was not able to do because of what she decided to do, and because she has taken it upon herself to do those things, and now the end result is total destruction on her part. No, she's getting exactly what she is getting, what she is coming to her. I don't wish it on her. It's the thing about, it's called cause and effect. You see a person selling drugs, your parents used to say it all the time. That person is typically either going to wind up in two places, jail or dead. So when one of those two things happen, it's no surprise that it happened. They're not wishing it on them. They hope that the person straighten up before one of the two happens. So, like I said, you all don't have any idea what's going on. I can go into a lot into depth. I don't know if we have time for it. This woman has disrespected her father. This woman has disrespected me in public, and she knows exactly what she is doing. I've talked to her. I've tried to even figure out was it some type of bipolarism. No, this woman knows exactly what she is doing.
I'm not
I
doubting the
feel
fact
sorry
that
for
she
you.
disrespected you. I don't know her, Marquise, please. Yeah, back down a little bit. I don't want, I don't want, we're talking, we are trying to have an understanding, all right? And I'm trying to look at it for you to understand that you saying she disrespected you, she talked down on you, she did so many things, and I don't know peace. I'm not here to defend her. I'm trying to understand. But I mean, I went a little bit cold when you said that she got exactly what she deserved. That is God is basically you, and you're quoting the Bible or calling God to say that everything she did for you. Basically, this is punishment from God because of the way she behaved to you. And I'm
You tell
thinking,
me what it is then.
pardon?
You tell me what it is. Because I've tried, her mother's tried, her dad has tried, the police has tried,
Is her mother
total
in the
strangers have
US?
tried, her auntie. No, both of her parents are in Nigeria.
Was
Her
she in
auntie,
contact
both
with
she
her
has,
parents?
yes.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. I didn't like that. I'm not gonna lie to you because I feel like if you are a Christian, you said you are a Christian, you're born in a Christian family, but I can't see any
That's right.
forgiveness. You're not bringing out the one Christian virtue that Christ talks about is love, and love encompasses forgiveness. This is a woman that has 6 biological children for you. She's out there on the
Not
street,
that not at one
homeless.
time, not at one
She's
time did
breaking
I say
into
that I
people's
didn't forgive
homes,
her.
and you are saying that she got what she deserves. No one deserves that, Marquise. Please.
Not
I
at
know
one
you're
time
hurt.
did I say,
No, I
not
know
at
you're
one time did
hurt.
I say that, listen, not at any time did I say that I did not forgive her. I forgive her, but I will tell the story of what it is. I'm not happy about what's going on, but I'm not going to sit back and pat her on her head and pat her on the back and tell her that, it's okay, and it's okay, and no, no, no. You will be punished for what you have done. Yes, it's just like when you go to court. Yes, you may be
If
sorry for the
God
crimes
wants
that
to
you have done,
punish
but
all of us,
you
let
will
me tell you
be
something.
punished.
If God wants to punish all of us, you will not be spared. I will not be spared. None of us can stand
No
the
one.
judgment of God. Let's not go about judgments and punishments because God is merciful. All right. Because you went
And
to
he is
prison,
also
you
a
did
wrath. He
something that
also
made you go to
said,
prison. If God wants to punish you, nobody can stand the judgment of God. So let's leave that. Let's talk about the children.
okay,
Nobody deserves mental illness. Yeah. It's unfortunate that happened
absolutely.
to her. And I'm not saying she's a saint, but she doesn't deserve it. Right? Okay. Let's talk about the children. Now you say you've established contact with the children, you're talking to them, you are in the process of establishing physical contact with them. So was it when she was arrested this last time that they contacted you, the police and the social services?
Was this the last time?
Was it when she was arrested the last time that they got in touch with you and finally gave you access to your children?
No, 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 no. I had already been trying to establish contact with my children. I had already been talking with them when I found out the news of what she was doing in New York and in DC.
Right.
This was news on this was on the Fox News. We were watching this. I had coworkers at work was telling me, "Hey, dude, you got your picture on the news and your apparently ex-wife." And so when I went on there, I'm looking like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" I didn't know. I didn't even know what was going on. I found out through other people who gave me the information.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah.
Like I said, I got the information from other people. So when I saw what was going
Yeah.
on, I had already been in contact with the children. I'm still establishing my relationship with my children. My main goal right now, what I'm supposed to be focused on right now, is my relationship with the children. I wish her
How
the
old is the
best.
oldest
I
one?
don't,
Your kids.
the,
How old is the oldest one?
uh, you biologically, or are you talking about all of them? Because
All of
I'm gonna
that,
talk about
because
all of
it's,
them.
I mean, you raised him.
My oldest, exactly, he's 13,
The
and
oldest
the
is
youngest just
13.
made, and the youngest just made 4.
Wow, they are really young.
Beautiful children, and that's why Daddy's here. There's pieces that have been broken, and Daddy's here to pick up the pieces and move forward. I really wish her the best. There's a lot that's been done, and there's a lot that needs to be done on my end. My focus, I'm not like I said, my focus is to be with my children and to raise them in the right environment without any mental health disorders, no drug or alcohol in this family. It would not be tolerated.
Are you working at the moment?
I am working, yes. And I
Okay,
always worked, and I will continue to work.
right. So are you planning to live in California now because the children are there, or are you taking them back to Florida with you?
I will when the time is right.
Right.
But
Okay.
right now, what I'm doing right now has pretty much moved the mountain 2 inches.
Yeah. I mean, I would ask you a question about the impact of all this on the children, but you haven't seen them yet. So, I mean, have they spoken to you about it? How do they feel about all this?
They haven't told them. I haven't told them. You know, in the best interest of the children's mental state, they've already been traumatized enough. I
Hmm.
was told not to tell them. I didn't even want to tell them. But when they told me not to tell them, and they told them they weren't, and they told me they weren't going to tell them, it's for the betterment of the children. Let's let it be. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with her. But in the meantime, my focus is not to be on her. I cannot worry about her. I wish her the best. I really do. I want her to get as much help as possible. I don't want to see her out there like that. It broke me. Listen, I don't want the wrong impression to be given that Marquise is a cold-hearted person. When I went on Google and I saw the pictures of her sitting down on that bench and everything, I literally teared up, and it breaks my heart. It's breaking my heart right now. I don't even want to really be on the phone right now. I really want to be able to sit and be in my thoughts because it's saddening me to see her. I love her, and I still love her. I don't want to see her out there like that. I wish I can be able to help her, but she has made a legal adjustment that prevents me from being able to even reach out and give her any type of assistance. She has pushed me away. She has pushed me away so far that there's nothing that I can do. I want to throw her a lifeline so bad, but because if I do, I get sent back to jail and my children are back out on the street, I'm not going to do it. I don't care who it is that feel different. I would rather be out here and be able to be with my children and move on in life than to sit in prison and to tell myself, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Now my children really are going to be scattered. Let me explain something to you what she told me that this Baba Lao told her, because apparently she was doing some things against me. And she told me that he told her, if she keeps fighting with me the way she is doing, all of our children are going to be scattered. Now, look at what's going on. Look at where the children are. Look at what the potential that the children could possibly be going. Now, people say, well, no, you don't know. Listen, I'm believing some things. If he told you that this is going to happen, and now we sit around and we looking and we seeing it's happening, we can't say that there's something supernatural that's not that that something supernatural is not working. No, there's something supernatural. These things exist,
Right. Thank you
and
so much, Marquise.
I'm so sorry about this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the whole situation. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for peace. Most importantly, I am very, very sorry for those 7 innocent children that you guys brought
Yeah.
into this world, and now they are out there, with a mother that is ill out there. And do you know what they've been through since 2020? Do you know? I mean, it's not even about you telling them. Children observe. And from what you've
Yeah.
told us, she's told them a lot of things already. She's acted in very bizarre way because she's ill. My empathy for peace, I don't know her. I haven't met her before. We are not related. We are not even from the same part of Nigeria. Okay? But my empathy comes from the fact that she is unwell. When somebody is suffering, they've been traumatized, they are in this part of the world in a foreign country. Imagine yourself in her situation. You are in a foreign country where you have no one. Your parents are not here. Your siblings are not here. You don't have the right immigration papers to stay there legally. You cannot work because you are having children because maybe because this is what you desire or you don't believe in birth control. Have children back to back to back to back. The education that you came to America for, you cannot even finish school. You have a relationship with a man, it's not working for whatever reason. He's going to prison and coming out. It's all a mess. It's
Hmm.
painful. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking, Marquise. And
It
you know the
is.
people that suffer the most is the children that suffer.
Yeah. I've realized that. I've said that many times, and yeah.
It's
But
heartbreaking. It's
that's why
really
I'm here. That's why I'm here, because a silver lining in the cloud has arrived. That silver lining is there. You know, we're in the stage right now. We're moving on. Like I said, I'm talking to the children, and
Did you get,
they
someone is
worth it.
asking if you got any counseling with all this? Did you ever have any counseling, any therapy to deal with your own, pain, your
Yes,
trauma and everything?
yes, yes, yes. And right now, I'm actually pursuing even more based on what I just found out a couple months ago. Like I said, this stuff, the news, I was doing pretty fine. I was doing my counseling and everything, and then when this happened, I just went back. You know, it just
I mean, in Richard,
it's
I'm going to
sad.
ask you one final question. Thank you so much, Marquise, for speaking to us. I mean, it takes a lot of courage, bravery, and you seem like a nice guy. Thank you for coming forward. I do appreciate you for speaking to us. But I just want to ask you because some people want to talk to you as well. Some of
Okay,
our members, our brothers and sisters, they want to speak to you. But before I let people in, I want to ask you one last time. Is there something in retrospect? Is there something that you think you could have done better as a father and as a husband with your relationship with
I do.
peace?
Yes, I do. I really do believe that. In all honesty, I do. I sit back and after going to counseling, I was giving like, exercises to do, and then, we'd have like a one-on-one conversation, and then I just go into introspection of myself, and I tell myself, well, um, maybe I could have went more to counseling with her, or is it something a lot of questions came up in my mind, like as far as like physical help, like getting psychiatric help. I wanted to, but how I wanted to do it was physical. That trying to have someone voluntarily go to a place that's going to examine your head. I got told many times that I need to go get my head examined. For me even bringing up the fact that I want to go bring her somewhere to get her head examined. And I would try to speak to her about it, but I never got anywhere. But maybe I could have done a lot better. I just don't know what, because I feel like I did. I feel like I really tried to do things. We went to counseling. We went to professional people. We spent money, a lot of money trying to figure things out. We went to pastors. We went to like marriage counselor groups and at the churches and stuff. So I, I don't know. I've done it. Maybe I could have done bad. Maybe I could have done more then. But it angers me that maybe it's something that I missed,
Did she
because
ever
I really
ask you
wanted
to
her to be
file
with me.
for her? Did she ever ask you to file for the immigration stuff for her? Did she ask that from you?
She would try to pursue it, but she never really took the initiative. She would talk to me about it. So as soon as we start to try to do it, she would back out. It would be something that would come up. Well, we need to do this and we need to do that. And I was like, okay, you do know that, I know about me. I know about the court processes here. It's kind of like probation. You can't. You're supposed to check in. You're supposed to abide by whatever stipulation that you're supposed to abide by. Now, if you go to jail, it's because of something that you did. You broke the stipulation. So that's kind of how I look at it. On her end, like I'm not.
Yeah.
I tried to pursue it, but I didn't
Mhm.
press as hard as the person that's on probation should be pressing.
Yeah, someone is asking this question. It's a difficult question, but I don't think you mind.
What's that?
Did you ever put your hands on her? Did
I
you ever
did.
put your hands
Yes.
on Peace?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I'm explaining how and why I did it. When she tried to attack me with a knife and stab me in the back with it, which I have the scar for, after I turned around and I grabbed her and I pushed her off of me. I didn't even know I was bleeding until I saw the blood on the floor when I tried to turn back around.
So
One of the children, one of the children,
was there a lot of physical altercation during the marriage?
no, there was no lot of physical altercations. It was that incident, and that was the only incident. All of our arguments stem from her insecurities. Of her saying I'm looking at someone. We will argue about it, or we have like different political beliefs. Um, I was voting Republican at the time. And she were voting. She wanted me to vote Democrat, and it would start a stem a whole argument about that. So no, as far as like putting my hands on it, no, that was that one time. No, and I won't tolerate that from no one.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for being honest. Some people could have said no. I mean, how are we going to disprove it? There's no way we can know. We can't verify anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And people, and a lot of people wouldn't want to do that because they feel, oh, that's shameful. A man shouldn't put his hands on a woman. But you don't know what's going on. A lot of people are being abused by women in this country, and because the stipulation that the woman is soft and she can do no wrong, they don't do it. They don't try to pursue any legal action because it makes them look weak. And a lot of times, I've gotten stories from police officers that said that they have arrived to the scene where the lady called on him on the guy, but he had got shot, and she tried to make it seem like he was chasing her, but we found out that she wasn't, that he wasn't chasing her, and they locked her up.
okay.
So I didn't want to. I wish I did do what I did. I wish I didn't grab her and push her off me and sent her flying to that wall, but it happened. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it because people do it. They'll lie and say, "Oh, I don't do it. I'll put my hands on a woman." Yeah, you've done it. You've done it. You just like to lie about it to make yourself look like you're just this angelic
It's
gentleman
not
that
everyone that's done it.
So
I mean,
I
while I
know, no,
believe,
I'm not saying everyone has done it,
yeah,
but what
it's
I'm
not
telling
all
you is
men
that
that
there are a
put
lot
their
of people
hands on
who try
women.
to
Yeah,
pretend,
yeah,
and it's not right to do it, and it's not right. I don't condone violence of any kind.
right. Thank you so much, Marquise, for speaking to us. We've been speaking for about 1 hour now. I do appreciate you coming, and I wish you the very best of luck going forward with your children. I hope they will be able to get some therapy as well as yourself. And most importantly,
They're getting it now. They're getting it now.
yeah, I hope that Peace gets help. She doesn't deserve,
Oh,
irrespective of whatever she did in a relationship, she doesn't deserve to be out there. She doesn't deserve to be mentally ill. She doesn't deserve to be on the streets. No one deserves that. No one. Okay, Bill, you are the first person in the studio. If you can go very quickly. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you, Auntie B. Thank you for all you do. And I believe for today, we have only one party here to tell us its own version of events, and we don't have the other party here. So this is not a judgment session, but we just want to pick out one or two things to learn. And I believe that, Maki, um,
yes, sir.
yeah. All right, bro.
Hi.
I just got
How are
two
you?
questions for you.
Yes, sir.
To make me understand exactly what is your position right now. I have listened to you attentively, and I understand that you've been talking more about wishing her best of luck. You wish her the best for her. You still love her and all that stuff. And You just want to focus with your kids. Is that correct?
That is correct. If anything that
Good.
I can do that would not require me to go to jail for helping her, I would do it.
Yes. Okay. So, in the first place, you've been to jail before, and the reason that you've been there basically really do not have anything to do with her specifically, correct?
No, that's correct. Yeah, mine was for battery on a law enforcement officer,
Yes, I've looked
resisting
you up.
arrest.
I looked you up already, my bro. I looked you up very well. Yeah, before speaking right now.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I've looked you up very well. So, let me tell you something, my brother. You see, why she's not here to defend herself, and why I understand that you might have passion and likeness for your kids. I am not convinced about something. You are an American, you have 6 kids. You have 7 kids together anyway, but if I understand correctly, you guys produced together 6 kids. You guys made 6 kids together, right? Good. So
That's correct.
yeah, I'm very, very concerned because it takes a lot. It takes a whole lot for a woman to have 6 kids with one man, regardless of the marital challenges that they might have gone through during their process. 6 kids are not gotten in 6 days. At an average, 6 kids would be 6 years of hard work and dedication, right? So, and I understand that she don't even have the legal documentation to remain in this country as we speak.
Hmm.
Yes. And while she was out before this entire incident, what did you do to empower her, to give her that integration into the American system so that she can help herself, indirectly helping your own kids? What did you do?
What I did was I tried to help her with her, try to get the information from her auntie about the passport documents. Now, like I said, I didn't know anything about immigration or anything about the legal system, what they're supposed to do as far as that end. Now, everything that I've done as far as trying to push this issue, I've done it to a point where I've been told to just leave it alone. And we just continued to have a family where it was I was pretty much the provider, and we were just, we were married. We were a married couple, and we just wanted to start a business later on for ourselves and the children, because I didn't want to work the rest of my life doing, just the construction. I wanted to be able to own a business with her, and we would be able to, function and be able to go forward in life. Now, under my interpretation was the fact that when you get married, that you didn't need to go do any more documents. You didn't knew, because everything was already legally binded on the marriage certificate. So that's why I didn't pursue it. That's why I didn't pursue it any more than what I thought I should have. Now,
Okay.
could I've done something more? Should I've done something more? Yeah, maybe I could have. But at the time, I was ignorant of the fact of what was really going on.
All right. So I'll take your word with that last comment, which means you were ignorant of it. And I want to believe she's not here. I would have asked her if she was ignorant of it as well, because
Right.
we all do know the truth. And the truth is, if you live here in the United States, especially when you already have it on there, you're married to an American citizen, it's not just because the documentation is going to help your wife to integrate into the system, be able to get a good job, be able to do things herself and all that kind of stuff. But when I heard you talking about business and all that stuff, and you say you're ignorant at the time of not knowing the process, that gives me a question, but I'll leave it there with a comma. Then, before I leave, I want to say this to you. Um, I looked very well, but I wasn't able to see anything concerning your work history very well. So, what make you believe? Because we are in the same America, and I know that having kids would bring you some kind of social benefits more and all that. Because from your statements, obviously, you have been someone who have been under the social welfare scheme. You've been under government support and all that kind of stuff. So you couldn't even support yourself, talk less of supporting children. So what make you think that today even if presumably they give you the 7 children today and say, take them home, will you be able to fend for 7 children yourself with your
While
present
working,
That's one.
circumstances?
yeah, while working at the same time, because now he has to work and the children are still really young. That's a
And here's the
worry.
thing, and exactly, and I'm glad you asked that question, sir. I've talking to the social worker, and different states have different laws and different opportunities that they have for the citizens. Here in California, it is a lot different than it is in Florida. The social worker actually has gotten me in touch and basis with different programs that they have to support fathers like me who are single, who the mother either is unfortunately passed away, she's in jail. Whereas typically where you hear it's the other way around, where the mother is the only one who's getting the support from the system of the government. So with me being working in construction that I do, I still will be able to be available for the opportunities that they have as far as like assistance me while I'm going to work and while the children are able to go to school.
All right. Thank you very much for answering my question. I want you to thank my sister here because he sent us a private message that we should not discourage you, that we should be kind in the questions that we ask because you have the option to come or not to be here. Okay. So we won't want to push you off. I just want you to know that my final statement is, please, no matter what you say to us on here, it's between you and God and between you and your conscience. Okay. So I wish you best of luck, and you have to make things right because you have a very big task ahead of you, looking by your
Absolutely.
current circumstances and what you've done in the past. So you have a very long journey to go. So I hope that by the help of God and support you can get from everywhere, that you are able to make things right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Bill.
much.
Thank you, Bill. Really appreciate you, bro.
And yes, sir. And I'm gonna tell you something. Yes, sir. It's going. It is definitely. I'm moving forward. I'm not really. I'm not trying to look back at the past.
Very
I'm in
optimistic.
a. I'm in a better. I'm in a better position than I ever was in life. God has been so good to me. He has allowed me to stay places where through this whole ordeal, I was pretty much being hidden away from what from all the things that was going on that I had no idea that was going on. He
Yeah,
had me stay in places that I can only say God is the only one who put me in a place like that
yeah,
where you don't qualify, where you don't even qualify to stay in the suburb area, where you're staying in rich areas, and I'm able to make the rent. I'm able to pay my bills there. So God has
yeah.
been good, and He's going to continue to be good to me.
Amen. Someone said I should ask you, Sarah Smith is asking if was there was
Now,
is the felony status did it get in the way of being able to file for peace when you
I,
were together?
I, I, I couldn't even tell you that. I never thought that it would. I don't even know if that is if that isn't a possibility. Is that even a thing? There are plenty of people who have felonies that I know that have um, marriages from Mexicans, from people from Guatemala and other different countries, and they got records. So I
And
didn't
they were
even
still
really
able
think
to
that that
file
was a.
for
I didn't.
their spouses. Yeah.
But I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what if that would have been a thing because I was ignorant of the fact of what
Yeah.
the immigration status was. I was still under the concept, the belief that whoever you marry, they're binded to you, so that makes them American citizen. But
Yeah.
that's not really true. I
Yeah.
found out later on that that's not really true. Like I said, I never dated anyone from outside my country before. So I'm used to when a person gets married here, they get a marriage license, that's done and over with. I didn't know what type of extra things you need to go through because you got somebody from another country. I think it's ridiculous, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've established that, because a lot of Americans don't really know much. For you to know about a system, you need to have gone through it. So if you haven't had to deal with anything immigration, you might not understand it. So I give you that. But Sarah Smith insists that is a thing that, it may have been an issue. Even if you went ahead and you pursued it, it may have been a hindrance. Whether it's right or wrong, getting her that
Oh,
immigration
okay.
status might not have been possible because of your felony I don't know what they call it, your felony. Yeah, anyway, we're moving on very quickly now so we can let you go. You've been very, very gracious with your time. Ify, you are next, straight into the point, please.
Hello, Auntie B and Maki. I want to say thank you for coming on the show. You could have chosen not to come, but you're here, and we are happy to have you here, and we're happy to hear your side of the story. Peace is not here to tell her side of the story, but Bo has asked so many questions, and I'm not here to ask additional questions because the questions he asked were great questions. But I want to point out to everyone who is listening here, there's so many people from America, people from the UK. The American system failed the kids as well. I know that you and Peace, you might not have been two peas in a pod kind of people. I mean, you had differences. She had you had differences based on politics. You had differences based on religion and all of that. But I'm calling in to just say that the American system needs to work on themselves. I mean, Auntie B here lives in the UK. I've lived in Canada. You'd never find homeless people on the streets of Canada.
No.
And yet, America claims to be the richest country in the world, the most powerful country, the wealthiest country. And then you see people like Peace roaming the streets of New York. I moved from Canada to America, and I can't count how many homeless people I find on the streets every time. It is a country that literally punishes you for not working hard enough. It's a capitalist system. And I just wanted to encourage you to stay firm. And I am happy that you're prioritizing the kids. I want you to forgive Peace if there's anything in your heart that you still have against her. As much as I feel like there are two sides to a story, I believe that she might have hurt you one way or the other. I just want you to forgive her because that's very important. The first step to a healing is you forgiving her totally and just finding a place in your heart. Look at those kids, how beautiful they are. And that should inspire you to forgive her of any hurts that you might have against her. I'll be praying for peace, but I hope that America gets better, that they stop giving money to the rest of the world while the people in their country keep suffering. Peace has no business on the streets of New York. She deserves to be taken care of.
She should be in a hospital. If it was in the UK, she would be in a hospital.
She would be in a hospital.
And by the time she's well enough to leave the hospital, she will be given an accommodation.
Absolutely.
And support.
They don't do that here. They don't do that here. And yet they are the wealthiest country in the world. I live here. I love America, but I really dislike this part of America where people have to suffer.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, for going through what? She's been through a lot. Peace has been through a lot. Yeah. Having 7 kids. I mean, kids, I love kids, but they scare me. I mean, having 7 of those kids is enough to break anybody into pieces. And I believe that she's a strong woman. I don't know how she did it. I hope there are so many young people on this platform learning. If you come to America to study, get that degree. Get it first before falling in love. You can fall in love while you're studying, but let that studying be the first thing you do. For all the young people on this platform listening, do not prioritize marriage. Or I mean, you could get married, but don't leave school.
Don't have kids.
Stop having kids.
Yes.
Stop having kids if you can't finish your education. And I'm telling this to all the young people on this platform. And you can get your paper with good degrees. You get your degree, you get a great job, you become an asset to America. They won't let you go. There are not so many people in America who are doing science, technology. You come here, you do science, technology, you get your PR. You don't need a man for that. So I mean, before I go off the tangent, I want to thank you, Auntie B. I want to thank you, Maki, for coming on here. I will be praying for peace, and I hope that America does better. They are messing up. America is failing people, and that's all I have to say. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ify.
Thank you. And I want to add to that. She is absolutely right. There are homeless people all over the country, in this country, but where I'm from, where I'm in Florida, there are a lot of homeless people, but here in California, I have seen homeless people on the streets here. It is more homeless people than anywhere in America here. I've got pictures of it. I've taken video of it.
I didn't think it could be worse than the DMV area. When I was in America some time ago and I was in Washington, D.C., and the number of homeless people I saw, And I was like, is this America that you guys make so
It
much
looked
noise about on TV?
it looked like a third world country with what I just
Please.
saw coming down the world, coming down the road. It looks like a third world country. There are people on the streets defecating, urinating on the streets, like in the
Yeah.
broad daylight.
Unfortunately, Europe is not like that. Europe is completely different. It's the opposite because they are a socialist country. They actually care about welfare for people. So people like that will either be in hospital or they will be in a hostel. They will find somewhere. There are so many charities out there dedicated. Winter is coming now. Oh my God. You should see them out on the street, picking up people, putting them, they give them a bed. Salvation Army is there. There are so many homeless charities that are out there. This is the work they are dedicated. You cannot see a British person outside in winter or summer and they are home. They will find them somewhere. They will link them to social services. They will link them to support. They will give them mental health treatments. They won't put them in jail. All you do in America is, I don't want to go on about America. If you don't let me go
I
on about
mean,
America. All you do is send people who
listen,
are ill, people who are mentally ill, you send them to prison. I don't understand it.
when I read the story and I was reading the story and I'm looking at the parts where they're saying that, they arrested her, but they let her go. And she's arguing with the police and they let her go.
Yeah, she was
And
arguing
she's
with the
arguing, she's,
judge. She
she's
was
arguing
arguing
with
with
the
the
judge and
judge.
the
She didn't
judge
even turn up for
and,
her appointment in court. This is to tell
and
them
they
that
just,
she's not okay. She's not
and
well.
they shrug their shoulders and they shrug their shoulders and they're like, okay, we'll just send you away. Well, okay. But if I was to do that, if I went in the courtroom and started raising my voice at the judge, I would have been thrown in the jail cell. I know that for a fact. The way I would have been speaking, and I know the way, and I know how she speaks, and I know the level of
Is she very
argument
assertive? Is Peace very assertive?
that she's a very assertive person. She was really she wasn't passive. She was very assertive, but she was a quiet assertive
Yeah, but she,
until
she sounds, I mean, it sounds
until
like
she
she's a very
until she
intelligent
started.
person. That she's
She
very,
is
very
she is
intelligent.
intelligent. She's
Yeah.
very intelligent, you know. But intelligence has a dark side too. Just because you're intelligent doesn't mean that that you're wise on the level of disrespect that you do or the way that you carry yourself. Now you can be intelligent, but if you carry yourself in a demeanor where it's of low class or just very degrading, people will look at you differently. But Peace had that. Peace had that level of that that air of positivity. When I before all of this, for 3 years, she was the perfect wife. I literally would say she was the perfect wife. She did everything that she was supposed to, that she said that she was supposed to have done, as far as marriage, up until the part of her infidelity. And then after all of that, it just went to a downward spiral. But like I said, I do forgive her. I forgive her so much. But what has happened. And my job right now is not to live in the past and to keep, because I've told my social worker about it. And he's like, listen, Mr. Hudson, don't go into that. Just move forward. We know it happened, because if you start to go back, you got to think about the children. You're going back on the children now. So you got to continue to move forward. What happened has happened. Your job now is to make sure that it never happens again. And we're here to
Yeah.
help you make sure that that never happens.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. We're moving on very quickly now. I'm just going to take a few more calls and then we'll call it a day. Adunke, welcome. Mute yourself, please.
Hello, Auntie B.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, I hope I don't get cut off, but I have not a question, but my point is, he knows how to contact criminal attorney. He doesn't know how to contact immigration attorney to get her help. Nigerians are not dumb. She's educated. Even someone they brought from a village to come and do house help. We know that it's important wherever you are to get your status. But according to him, he was trying, she was stopping him. I have a question mark there. What I think is this is a form of control, and that's the reason why he probably let the court know that immigration status, and that's why she couldn't show up in the court. Something is not right.
Let's not make assumptions.
No.
I don't care.
Oh,
Let's not
well,
make
we got to
assumptions.
understand this. Well, here's the thing with that. When you go to court, they know everything about you. They got your background and everything. So they know her immigration status. They knew about it. They even said that. They even said this in the news. So it's like when
America
I'm
is a
reading
big
it,
brother. I don't care. They know everything. They are
But
big
Auntie
brother.
B, my question is, before all
it's the
these
thing.
things
So if they couldn't
happen,
do it,
why is our immigration status not sorted? That is a
Yes.
big question mark.
Yes.
I can't believe anything. Why is that not
listen,
sorted?
I get it.
You
Okay.
could have contacted immigration attorney. You
is
were
she
having 6 children. This woman
Yeah.
is frustrated. Where did her mental health start? Auntie B, I can't say a lot on this show, but this same case is happening here in the UK right now. Right now, I'm going to send you a message.
Okay.
What's going on here, honestly, take it or leave it. By the grace of God, he's going to get in touch with the children. The children are going to grow up. Another woman is going to get involved. Something is going to come up later. Something is not right.
Right.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Is she asking me? Okay, you want me to elaborate on that? That's the question.
Yeah. I understand.
Because I'm looking at it as the fact of this as well. She's been going to court for the longest. Why they didn't deport her? I don't know. You would think, this is what I'm saying. You would think that being that they know where you are, they know about your immigration status and everything else. You would think that being in the courtroom, you will be detained and deported, going to immigration and everything and all of that. You would think that, right? Why it happens in the I don't know.
Auntie B, another thing, sorry. Auntie B, another thing, he said earlier that she lied on him. His attorney said she lied on him because she wants her immigration status. How come she started lying on him when she's close to mental breakdown? And she didn't do that all along to get her status sorted. This woman has been trying all along under this man. Something is not right. I'm really triggered because I'm witnessing a case in UK right now. The same thing. They drive you mad. Women really need to leave. Why will you be having 6 kids? This woman was already vulnerable before she met him.
Yeah.
And she met her doom that minute. Take it or leave it, but that's the truth.
Okay.
Well, let me explain something to you then. Let me explain something to you.
Thank you. I understand that you are triggered, but no 2 cases are ever the same. But I understand what you mean.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of
so
people
let me
have
explain
questions.
something. Let me explain something to her so she can, dial back a little bit and maybe be unbothered and untriggered by this. Maybe it's close to home to her. I have tried. Like I said, I have tried. Even in my ignorance, I've tried. Now, me to contact an immigration lawyer and everything, I don't know anything about an immigrant. I never knew anything about an immigration lawyer. So for me to try to contact an immigration lawyer, I would first have to know what an immigration lawyer is. And since I didn't know what an immigration lawyer is, to try to assume that, well, something's not right. Yeah, something.
Maki, to summarize, in all fairness to you, a lot of people are saying, and these are people who live in the US, in your defense, they are saying that a lot of African Americans and Americans generally who've not experienced it before, they've not dealt with someone or been with someone, gone through the process, do not understand, what it means for you not to have your green card and the processes that you need to go through. And I'm assuming that she was already fighting for this process of getting her green card. Because remember, you told us that she was in shelter when you met her. So she was already known to the system at that point. And they already knew that she doesn't have a green card or she's not American. So, I'm just going to say that you were not aware.
Look, I was not aware because here's the thing. I never knew about that. I never knew that when you get married, there could be a possibility she can get deported because she doesn't have all of this going, this final. Like I said, I was under the guise that you get married to her and that's what it is. It would change the status and it would change the status. So I didn't pursue it. I just shrugged off. I threw my hands up and said, okay, well, we're married and that's what it is. I didn't know the dangers of what was going to happen that could possibly happen because she didn't have all of this together. So I don't know anything about the immigration. I didn't know about that she can get deported. I didn't know anything about that. And I'm glad that that last commenter said that American people are clueless to it because we don't know about this issue.
Yeah, yeah.
So for so
I
for so
give you
for so
that.
for those to actually to come on and to try to feel triggered that it's something deeper than I'm not saying, and it's like that's not the case. I really didn't know about all of this.
I
I
mean,
really wish I did.
I'll give you that when I feel like you could have done something. I mean, I will say it when you said something about how you felt like she was, she's getting what she deserved. That really made me, I was not happy with that, and I'm sure you could tell that
Now, I understand.
when you said that, it didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me at all because I felt like this is the mother of your children. No,
I know.
irrespective
I
of
know.
whatever you went through, you can't say that she deserves what is judgment. It's God that is judging her. But when it comes to this
I
issue of
understand.
immigration, yeah, I believe that,
I understand, and it's like I understand why you would feel triggered about that. Why a lot of women would feel triggered about that is because when you hear that a man has put his hands on a woman, the women right, oh no 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 no, and everybody's like no no no, but they don't know the inside details about some things that's actually
yeah,
going on,
yeah,
and
we
we
may not
immediately
know
push
that,
the
and
guy
I'm not
down.
saying we may not know that, Maki. I'm not saying that she's a saint or she didn't do all these things that you accuse her of. But you don't come here on national, let's say it's national TV or whatever on YouTube.
I'm
Thousands
a,
of people are going to see this. Her family will see this,
mhm.
and you saying that she deserves it. This is God punishing her. No, that wasn't right, bro. That's not right.
Now, what I'm saying, why I'm saying this is for those who actually hear what I'm saying, who heard what the details of the story was, and they can actually put two and two together and do the math and say,
Even
and
if I
those who
know
are
the
actually truthful,
details, even
no,
if I
no,
read
who
your
are those
case
who actually,
file, even if I
mhm.
read your case file and the social worker dealing with it, I won't still say, as the father, the husband, the father of our children, I would not expect you to say that she got what's coming to her. This is God's judgment. But let's leave that so we can move on. Anyway,
When do we start saying when God is judging? When we see things that's happening in front
you
of your
don't know
face
it's
that has
God's judgment.
everything
You
to
don't
do.
know that. We're all
Okay.
sinners. If God judges you, you can't take the judgment. We're all sinners. You can't say it's God that is
Mm-hmm.
judging her because you are not
Okay.
innocent yourself. So you cannot say it's God that
Okay.
is
Yeah,
judging her.
absolutely. And I have been punished by God because of my wrongdoings. I've served my time. A lot of people don't want to serve their time. They want to do the crime, but want to pin it on someone else and put someone in the news and put someone and make it seem like this guy is the reason why. And they have no idea of what was going on. That's why I'm here. It's not to put her in the throw her under the bus. No, she's tried to throw me under the bus. But the problem was God pulled me out and threw her in
And
front
that's
of the
because
bus.
she's
And
not
now she's getting
well.
run
That's what
over.
I keep saying to you, Maki. You're not listening to
Yeah.
me.
Well, she
She tried to
may
put
very
you
well be.
under the bus. She acted in all these bizarre ways. She disrespected you. She talked down on you. She didn't show you the love and respect you deserve as a husband and as the father because she's not well. If you look at it from that angle, you have more empathy, you have more understanding. This woman was broken even before you got together with her. She was.
She needs.
She suffered
Well, that's why I
abuse.
say she. That's why I say she needs help.
Yeah,
And if
but
she can get the
you're
help
not
that
saying
she
she needs
deserves,
help. You're saying she got what she deserves. So I mean, okay, I will leave that.
we
Kidala, you
will
are
leave it.
next. Can you unmute yourself, please? I want to run through this now very quickly, please. No questions, just make a statement. So we can move on, please.
Auntie B,
Hi.
thank you, bro. You sound straight. Some of your things are you're honest. It takes a lot for a man to come out here and speak fat, but not all the fat, but maybe 80% is fat on you. You see, what brought you people together, what we're not really thinking about is that marijuana that y'all was smoking together. That what brought you together right from the beginning. Well, like what happened to her, the marijuana went too deep into her. Maybe she started having some kind of schizophrenic things in her head. You know, marijuana, people say it's not harmful, but it's harmful. Maybe you stop. So you get straight up. but she couldn't stop, and she said, "I still give it back." And her hormones changes. Understand? Her hormones changes. Then she go more deep, and she didn't stop the marijuana. Substance abuse can cause a lot of damage, especially to women than to men. So if you can see her, why she look dried up like that, marijuana dried you up, make you look slim, make you look like, oh, you have a nice shape. That is marijuana working. What I would beg you, she have children for you. If you love those your children and you think about those your children, you have to think about this woman too. Find way in your heart to help her, bring her back to treatment, so that you and her can nurse those children together. Because those children, they're going to ask you, maybe 5, 7 years from now, where's mama? You're not the mama, you are the dad. You understand? So please, just find a way. Just forget about the negative aspect, what she did, what she didn't do, but just think about the children first. The children are very, very important. Because if you think you are free for now, the children will not question you, bro. Just wait for 7 years. They will ask you, Papa, where's mama? Everybody have mama, where's my mama? They smell her, they know her, they know she is. So please find a heart as you move on, but you have to also try to bring her along. But she need a real treatment. Don't go deep. Don't go, no, she's evil. No. Okay, this is this is the mother of my children. I'm ready to help her. You too will be happy. Your children will be happy. She will be happy. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much, Brother
Okay.
Kidola.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. Let me interject
No,
this.
you don't need to
And I
respond.
thank the brother. No.
You don't
I
need to
want
respond
to let
to
him know.
every single one. But do you feel like you want to say something?
Absolutely. I'm about to go to work in about 20 more minutes. But anyway,
exactly.
but let me just say that I thank the brother for that. But he's absolutely right. But up to the point that I'm told I can't contact her. So me trying to give her some help there, I don't see any way that I can do that physically. Me trying to give her some help, they're asking me, well, this is the person. Who are you related to her? Well, I'm her husband, but where is she? She's in New York. Where is she in New York? I don't know. So how can I it's kind of impossible for me to do something with little information, with little power to do, especially when the court system tells you you can't contact her. No communication of any kind, whether it's text message, whether it's emails, whether it's contact with her, with trying to get three-way party for her auntie to talk to her or her uncle to talk to her, of any kind. So my hands are literally tied up.
I understand that. I do understand that. Honestly, you explained it that, because of the things she said about you to the court, to social services, there was like a restraining order. You couldn't contact them. I understand that. Somebody is asking, and a lot of people have been fixated on this question. I feel like I need to ask you before you go, Maki. Was she smoking weed before you met her, or did you introduce her to it?
No, she was already smoking marijuana. She was smoking marijuana and cigarettes, Marlboro cigarettes, and so no, this is not no introduction from me going into her. She knows very well what she was doing before she met me.
Right. Okay. All right. I mean, I see that you are ready to go, so I think we should let you go. You can watch this playback later. I'm sure some people, want to say one or two things to you. You can watch it later, but I want to thank you.
Yeah, they got a lot of comments. Yeah, they got a lot of comments. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments. People are really interested because we care. This is what we do. We care. And if there was a way that we could help, we could support you and your family, including peace, we would do it. Trust me, we will. Because it's so heartbreaking. This was a very thriving young girl, intelligent. Her parents are educated. She came to the United States with all her dreams, her hopes. This is the land of opportunity, God's own country. And then she came to that country and her life just went downhill. It's very sad. It's painful, honestly. But
and I want to make sure it's clear, because a lot of people have this little idea that, well, Marquise was the one who made all of this happen. She came with the big dreams that he was the one who tore it down. That's not the case. She didn't stay in school because she didn't have $5,000. She didn't have the money to stay in school. And her auntie took her documents and all. So That had nothing. This has nothing to do with Marquis bringing her down.
Yeah,
So
we
just to
need to
make it
call
clear
out the
for
auntie as well. Yeah, we need to call out the auntie. Like I said, before she met you, she already had a lot of trauma and she was already going through a lot. But anyway, we are not, I mean, we have more understanding of the situation now. And I want to thank you very much, Marquise, for coming out.
You're
I
very
mean, for
welcome.
being courageous. I wish you the very best of luck going forward from the bottom of my heart. I wish you and your children the very best of luck. I hope you'll be able to
I'll keep you
secure your
updated.
children
I will keep
and
you
that you'll
all
be able to
updated.
get, you know, some sort of arrangement for you to be able to work, to provide for your children, and for Peace to get the treatment that she needs. Because the children, believe it or not, children need their mother. You are their dad.
Absolutely.
You cannot be their mother.
Absolutely.
You cannot be their mother. They need their mother. And that's why I'm praying earnestly that, you know, God will intervene, that Peace will get the treatment that she needs and she'll be well so that she can mother her children because they are young.
And you know what?
4
You're
to
right.
13. They're babies.
You know
4
what?
to 13.
You're right. And I believe that. I believe that a mother should be in the family with her children. And I also believe that the father should be in the children's life as well. I was put back. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't believe that concept. The action she took to try to prevent me from having contact with the children.
Yeah.
Like I said, all of this, and a lot of people can have their opinions about, but they don't know what went down. Everybody's saying that their mother needs to be in the place of them. Yeah, but a father as well. I want her back in the children's life. If she gets help, I'm not going to listen. Even if she doesn't get any help, I'm not going to put any restraining order on her to tell her that she can't be around her children. That's not the way. But she has done it for me. I don't do things to people that people would do to me.
Yeah.
So if she gets herself, even if she doesn't get any help and she pops up one day, I'm not going to call the police. I'm not going to say she can't see the children. I'm not going to say anything that I know that everybody else know that she would have done to me. So moving forward, I'm going to keep you guys updated. I hope you all have a blessed day. I'm sorry that a lot of people have these feelings and thoughts about me, but you know what? You know, not everybody's going to like me. So I really don't care. I really don't care about the commenters, what they're saying right now. I'm moving forward. God is still good, and He's going to show me through this, and we'll all see each other next time. I'm going to keep you updated, Miss Auntie.
All right. Take care, Marquise. God bless you. Thank you very much.
God bless you as well.
Take care of yourself
Bye now.
and wishing you the very best. Bye-bye. Thank you. Oh my God. Wow. I feel a mixed kind of emotions in my body right now. I have so many complex emotions going through my body now. I feel sad. You know, I'm angry. You know, I'm confused. But I wish them the very best. Socks, you are next. Let's talk very quickly so we can end this.
Yeah, Auntie B, good afternoon from Maryland.
Welcome.
I really wanted to say something to Marquise that it's not like it's Africa against him or Nigerian women or Obodoyibo TV against him. This is our daughter in question called Peace. Having 6 children, even having a child in a foreign country without no help, it's a lot of hard work. It's a hard work. So I wanted to ask him if he still keeps in touch with Peace's parents back home in Nigeria.
I doubt
if there's
that.
anyone on the platform.
I doubt
because
it.
now, because based on what he said, I've been in the social service system for over 10 years in Maryland. So I know how difficult the system is. It's so difficult to break through. And once you're in the system, it's difficult.
Right.
So if there's anybody on the platform that can reach out to her family in Nigeria so they can reach out to her, it will go a long way.
Her children know, her parents know where she is. They are aware.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's what Marquise was saying, that she's in touch with her parents in Nigeria, and she used to talk to her mom quite a lot. So yeah, they know where she is, or they know about her situation. They do know.
That's wonderful. So let's see how we can make Peace heal, so she could be rehabilitated and get back into the system, or she could go back home.
Yeah.
And life could be better for her back home. That's the only thing I needed to tell Marquise, because I needed to even compliment him for even coming up. He had the choice for not coming up, but he's also a brave man. And the only thing is that most Americans, they don't really know the immigration system.
Yeah.
Like he said.
Yeah.
So thank you, Auntie B, for the good job that you're doing. And Obodoyibo family, thank you. I really
Thank you.
appreciate your hard work. Have a blessed
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you, sis. God bless you, Socks. I appreciate you as well. Ice, you are next. Straight in, straight out.
Auntie B, good afternoon, ma.
Welcome.
Auntie B, just like me, the mixed feelings, but peace is not here. Peace is not available to give her own side of the story. I
Yeah.
had so many questions to ask him, but you said no questions and comment. I wanted to still make a comment too, but the thing is, for that documentation, just as the other caller said, yes, there's a pothole, there's a hole where when he said she tried and it didn't pull through. And if he has a felony charge, he can never give anybody documents in US. It's straightforward because of his criminal records. He will
It's
not be
not
able
if
to.
he has a felony charge. He said he assaulted a police officer.
That's what I'm saying. If he's a felony charge, he cannot give anybody papers. So probably that's where the issue of that documentation got stuck. And the question is, did he even tell her about those things he had before they started making babies? Made 5 babies, even if it's every year, that's about 5 years together. You are saying she didn't press. A woman that has a child for you and you are planning to do business with her in future, you want her to be pressing. How will she do the business with you when she's not documented? Anyway, you said no more talking and all that. He has gone to work. Well, I wish him well with the kids. He wants to claim the kids now and be the good father, be good angel. Why the ex-wife now will not be like the bad guy in the film? No, 2 of them are guilty of a lot of things, which boils down to why I said this is a case of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. But thank God our sister is still alive for us and she will live to tell her story. I know
Amen.
that for sure. I am very convinced. I'm very emotional, but I did not cry about this because I know she's going to live to tell her story.
Amen.
Then we will know the real truth.
Yeah.
Because he's everything he's saying, you can see that everything he's saying, he's defending himself. He's defending himself. So
You know what I was
it's okay.
trying to is what I was trying to make him see. He said peace did a lot of things to him. And I have no doubt that he's speaking the truth. I'm not doubting him.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I was trying to make him understand is that everything she did is coming from a place of mental illness.
Exactly.
So when somebody is unwell and they start to behave in a certain way, how can you hold them responsible? Is the illness that is making them, because they are not thinking logically. But he said, "Oh, do you know what he did to me? He disrespected me. He turned me down. He said I will never." I'm not doubting that she did all this, but did you bother to check if she was okay? Was she well? And that's why I asked him that question. Did she act in a certain way that seems bizarre? He said yes. So she
Auntie
was.
V, sorry, my Auntie V, these people, some people, sorry to say these people, some people don't know when you say she's unaware. He probably don't even understand what you're talking about.
I
Because
tried to make him see it many times, but he still didn't get it.
yes, he he said she disrespected me, she did this, she did that, she lied against me and all that.
He
That
was
woman did all those
insecure.
things out of frustration. She
Yeah,
did
he
those
was
things out of
insecure.
frustration. She was
She did this, she
helpless.
did that.
She has had babies with you. You were our only hope. Now you are not our hope. I have nightmare, worst nightmare. And what do you expect her to do? Probably she changed and started flipping. And you said she disrespected you. She did that. She did
And
that. You are happy now
another
that
thing
she's
I'm
not.
suspecting, is that she probably blames him for all
Yeah,
her
now
misfortune.
that's why the disrespect came in.
Yeah, she blames him. Yeah, you are the reason. You are the reason. There was no empathy. I didn't see zero empathy. And it's interesting. Yesterday we had Ola and Lola here. And the first thing that Ola's wife said is that couples should have empathy for one another.
Yeah.
I didn't see any empathy in Marquise at all. I'm not debating that he's a nice guy, but there was no empathy for
No
peace.
empathy. Zero empathy.
Even when you were stressing on why did you say she deserve it? Why did you say she deserve it? He was still bent on is what she deserved. That's why he was defending what he said.
You don't know how that thing hurt me. It hurt me deeply when he
That
said
was even
she
when I
thought
joined
what was
fully.
coming to her.
Oh, man.
I say, oh my God. You know what it means to carry one pregnancy? She carried one, two, three, four, five, six.
Five.
What's that going to
Six
do? The
pregnancies
guy
for
is
you.
just going to get a job to be in a good book so that he can win the children back. That's all.
Exactly.
It's not going to
Exactly,
work
Bill.
nothing.
Exactly, Bill.
My own
Exactly.
contribution, I'm not adding my own Auntie B, no say my matter unless they control me. If not, you go to block me now. I'm saying it. Anyhow, my mind do me. See, please, my beautiful ladies in the house, this is another lesson for us to learn. Some of us, when we come abroad, we become too westernized. We do too much. We do too
Exactly.
much. I don't roll with Nigerians. I don't roll with this. They roll now. See, the caller K, I don't know who the name was. He's a very brilliant man. He was able to identify whether you like it or not. This guy got into a drug through this guy. Even if not for the first time, he was an enabler.
He's not the one. B.O. say he's not the one.
He was. Auntie B, do you
Auntie B,
expect him to tell you he's the one?
them. That was what attracted
No,
them.
I'm asking you, do you expect him? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
See, drug have a way of holding somebody together.
Yes. Yes.
Auntie B, you are in the UK, we are in America here. Not everything we can tell you. I'm here with a senior citizen here that have kids. Most of our kids here, especially the girls, the easiest way to hold them is through drug. I'm telling you, through drug. I know somebody today from a beautiful family, a boy that just came out from jail. She's pregnant for the boy. We later found out that it's because of what they are smoking together. This drug is more than any covenant. Once they start taking it together, even if they fight today, they will reconcile immediately. Immediately. The next morning, we just say, where are you? Come.
Because they'll be Jonesy, they need it now.
Together. That is why they've been together. She couldn't leave him for that years. Having babies continuously. When they smoke, they knock. When they smoke. Yes, now. When they smoke, they knock now. They kill our belly command, they born.
That's why they have so many children.
You know? So many children. So at the end of the day now, what are we going to do? There's nothing we're going to do. So now, what he's doing now, this is a game. It's a gimmick, Auntie B. Please. I don't care what you think, but this is a gimmick. These people not open door for bros. So these people know what they are doing. All they are doing is that they are just trying to make sure that at the end of the day, he wins the children's trust and the government trust so that he can hand over in those children. So that money, everything.
The question you asked, Bill, how is he going to take care of seven children?
6 to 7 children.
He's not taking care. He want to use government.
For America.
Yes,
and he works in construction, so that means he cannot even work from home like people that do office-based job. So you need to go to the office.
Auntie B, he just need to show before a judge now that he has something doing. He's trying to be responsible.
Yes.
Then when they give him those children, they will not put him under support from those children money. When I go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Bill. Make I take other people calls.
All right, take care.
Hi, size. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate you. Let me go to Sheila. Sheila, thank you for joining us. What do you have to say?
Hello, good evening, Obodo fam. Good evening, Sis B. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, my emotions are everywhere.
Yeah, you and I both.
Yeah,
somebody said that Auntie B is lost for thoughts. Buki Ade is because of the way I feel. You know, I'm incredibly sad about the whole situation. So yeah.
The thing that really pierced my heart is when he said she got exactly what she deserves. And I think most people have echoed that. He says that he's prioritizing his kids, but he didn't prioritize for her well-being, for her to get better, so that they can raise these kids together. No matter what, she will always be the mother of those children. He can't take that away with her, whether she's well, whether she's not. So rather fight for her to get better so that you support the well-being of these kids together. So I'm just struggling. There's so many questions, that we'll never really know the answers to, because Peace is not here to tell us
Yeah.
her version of events. It's very clear, that, they had issues in their marriage.
A
It's
lot of
very clear.
issues.
Yeah.
Sheila, imagine that their issues are so deep that they even disagreed over politics. How
Well,
trivial is that? That a
that's what
husband and wife have to say, I'm voting Republican, I'm voting Democrat, and it will bring problem to your marriage?
absolutely.
I don't understand it.
Why would you argue about politics but not argue for her to get her papers? I don't understand that. I couldn't understand that. So that was a bigger issue than having her papers resolved so that you can live a better life together. It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. So I just feel for these children, because they're at the receiving end of everything that has gone wrong here. And
Imagine what they went through. From 2020 that he went to prison to 2022, 2 years.
he didn't
Or
make an effort to really
how did she
get in touch.
survive? How did she feed them? How did she cope with 7 children at home? How did she pay her rent?
I feel this was a very incredible woman. I've got 3 children, 22, 20, and 17, the last one. I know what the challenges I've gone through to raise these kids in this country. And I can't imagine having 7 kids, having a husband who's not there for 14 hours, right? When he comes in, he may not really be interested to help, but just have his food. Obviously, he's smoking whatever he was smoking, right? And it's very clear here that, he's the one who's introduced Peace to this, whatever it is that she was smoking. He claims that she came from Nigeria and she was already on those things. I really doubt that. I really doubt that. So it's a very sad story.
So, I
And
mean, the lesson for me here, Sheila, thank you, my sister. Women, you see, when we talk about relationships here and we say that your life, so all of you that are single, sometimes I'm so happy for some of you who are still single and haven't yet engaged in any, drama, that you still have the opportunity to choose. Some of you that are
absolutely,
single and every day you beat yourself up, "Oh, when am I going to meet the guy? When am I going to get married?" You should even be thanking God that you are
absolutely,
single. Because you know what
absolutely,
singleness means? It means that you still have the opportunity to make your choice and to choose wisely. Because the choice of who you end up with, whether you are a man or a woman, can determine the rest of your life. Sometimes it can go like this, and sometimes it can go like this.
yeah. And also the other lesson here is for family members, who are cruel. This so-called auntie, wherever she is, you're an aunt. I'm assuming you're a sister to her mother, either her mother or her dad, right? Whatever happened, you withheld this young lady's documents. You're holding her back. You're holding her destiny, her future. Really? And you're okay with yourself?
Yeah, they're out
That's
there.
crazy. That
They're
is
out there.
crazy.
And
And
that's
this,
also a lesson for those who are sending their children to the abroad. Go to my sister. Go to my sister. And we don't know what she went through in the house. And
absolutely,
the typical Nigerian woman, even though the husband was forcing himself on her, she will blame Peace for trying to break her marriage.
absolutely,
She will hold
absolutely.
Peace responsible for seducing her husband.
Yep.
Yes,
It's,
because
it's,
Marquis said that she had been abused by by the auntie's husband.
that's crazy, but it's
Yes.
not shocking. Right? Now imagine, and she's left there, she's in a shelter, and then bumps into this guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
he cannot say, he cannot
imagine how
say,
she was mentally. She wasn't going to school. She couldn't pay fees. She was owing $5,000 for school fees that she didn't have. She didn't have her passport. She's just fled from, this evil auntie and her husband. Just imagine how vulnerable she was when she met Marquis.
she was in a very vulnerable state, very vulnerable state. God bless her soul. I hope and I pray that she pulls through this and she gets to see the goodness of God in this land of the living, and that she sees her children flourish.
Amen.
It's just so heartbreaking. There's no other words to put it. And I didn't sense any compassion from this guy towards his wife. And he's just defending himself, really. So
I don't think I don't think I mean, I spoke to him for about an hour, and his body language and the way he spoke, I don't think he's a very compassionate person.
no, he's
He
not.
was calling God quite a lot,
Yes.
but I didn't see any empathy or compassion coming across. I
No.
didn't see that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Sheila. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
You're
Thank
going
you
to
for
make me
having
cry.
me.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, just imagine. I mean, it's sad all around. Amara, you are next. Welcome, darling.
Hi, Auntie B.
Hi. Are you on two devices? I can see two Amara.
I went out and then I came back again, so I don't know.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'll take
Okay.
this out.
I'll just make this quick. I'm just going to focus on the ladies. Whether you are in the US already, married or single, or you are at home still planning to japa, see, you have to shine your eyes. You have to be your own advocate when you come here. If you come here and you want to stay, or you have an opportunity to stay, you have to be your own advocate. I cannot say whether what Marquis is saying is correct or not, whether he told some lies or not. So I cannot even talk to him or try and critique whatever he said. But let this be a lesson to women that are here, whether they are married or they are single. They have to be their own advocate. I cannot believe him. I believe him when he said he had no idea. The truth of the matter is they don't know.
That's true. A lot of people
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know. When I first came here, I came here as a student, and I was working with a lot of American students. I got a job on campus, and I was working with a lot of American students, and I'll just talk to them. These people had no idea, both the young ones and even their the staff. They have no idea. They just believe that, when they say, they just married me so that they can stay, they think that once they marry you, you are covered. They don't know the process. So if you are coming here, no, you have to be your own advocate. Yes, they will sign the doc. Just know that they are probably just there to sign documents for you. You are the one that will push it. You are the one that you have to advocate for yourself when you get here. And the man can love you, but I'm telling you, he's ignorant.
Yeah.
He's ignorant. And even if he sounds like he knows, you have to advocate for yourself. That is one. And I feel that is where, Peace might have made a mistake. You just have to push for yourself. No matter who you are with, how nice they are, you have to. Secondly, I made a major mistake when I came here. And I always tell people, don't ever make that mistake. If you are in this country, whether you are here or you're planning to come, please, whether you are having immigration issues, you might be an F1 student now, you still have legal status, and you are here. Just employ the services of an immigration lawyer. About $100, $150 max. If it's too expensive, maybe $200. Get a session. Let them sit you down and explain to you all the possible paths that you have to stay here.
Right.
Because I didn't do that. I was just, I was just going with the flow. I'm legal. I don't have any issues. Please don't do that.
Don't ignore your immigration problem. Deal with it.
Be
informed. Won't go away.
And be aware.
If you
are
it.
On your own. Even if you are with a man who loves you, I'm telling you, when it comes to immigration, you push for yourself and you fight for yourself. That is one thing that I know. There are many things that I didn't know that I'm just beginning to know. And you are looking back and you're like, if I had known, I wouldn't have taken this step. I wouldn't have done this. I probably would have settled down faster than I did if I was aware of certain things. So sometimes we're just not. aware, and we just make mistakes. Because I'm talking from a place of experience. There's something I'm dealing with right now. I can't talk about it because I'm in the middle of it. But hopefully one day I will be able to talk about it, maybe on this show. But it's current, and it's just ignorance of thinking that you are fine. No, you are not. Another thing I want us to be very, very, and I'm talking to ladies. I'm sorry, I can't talk for a man because I'm not a man. I don't know. I just want to talk about our ladies. Women, we tend to be emotional. I don't know if you know that when men come here, our men tend to, if you have the plan to settle down, they tend to settle down faster than we do. Because, they tend to maybe more strategic. But, we come, we find somebody, we love up, then you born one, you born two, you born three, you see somebody, and she'll just be burning. Why? Do you get? Yes, you have to.
You just be burning.
You just be burning, and you are in love.
In love. I never laugh. For me not to laugh in the show since the beginning, done 2 hours, and I never laughed today. This matter.
Auntie B, I told you that I'm in a situation where I don't think I can say everything. But when you find yourself in a situation where you marry, and there's pressure, you have to be pregnant or you have to born. It almost sounds as if the success of this marriage is dependent on whether you born or you don't born.
You keep having children, having children. This pregnancy that is so difficult.
See, if you meet a guy, who tells you, I really love children, I want children. Any more children, you will give birth for me. You
go and carry the pregnancy if you love children.
Exactly. See, especially if you don't have, you're not settled down. Do you get? It's a big red flag. If you don't know, if you think that he loves you, and that's why he wants to have a life with you, it could be, but it could be a big trap. I'm telling you, I've watched people born one, born two, and they're hanging.
Thank you, Amara. Appreciate you.
So that's what women should know. That we have to be wise, we have to be smart, we're emotional, but at the same time,
protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Protect your womb.
Yeah. He doesn't care. At the end of the day, you're on your own.
Thank you so much, Amara. Appreciate your contribution. Let me move on very quickly. I'm trying to end very soon. Barry, unmute yourself, please.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi. So, the relationship clearly was a complete roller coaster. And from my angle, I think that the money piece, 7 kids, tax return, and all that stuff has been addressed by BO. And I also saw a number of people comment on that during the show. But another thing that I would like to look at or focus on with our men is when a woman gets pregnant, and this is something that I had to learn when I was married. When a woman gets pregnant, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, you are dealing with a different personality. There are a lot of hormones going on, and there are a lot of changes that you would see. You may not even notice. You probably see her get moody, and it opens up for the man. The man has to be aware. That is one, and it opens up a different level of maturity to be able to deal with those reactions if there. And this is just during the course of the pregnancy, and we are also going to deal with this after the pregnancy and when the baby arrives. Now we're talking about 7, so this definitely must have taken a toll on this lady one way or the other. So that is one thing that I'd like to put out there for our men, that we should be aware that the person, the individual, our wife, our significant other that we are with at that point in time, she is changing. And it is not everything that happens, everything that she says or everything that she does that you should react to. Rather, you respond to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barry. Thank you. Thanks, my brother. Okay, I'm going to come to you, Abby. Unmute yourself, Abby. Ebele, can you hear me? You're not near your phone. Okay, I'm going to go to Omoyeme then.
Hi, Auntie B. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, sweetheart. How are you? Your voice
I'm
always
good.
cheers me up because you're always so happy.
Oh, I'm a very happy person. I'm a very
Yeah,
happy person.
I need that tonight because I'm feeling really sad.
I'm sorry that you're sad, but watching the show tonight, a lot of people were talking about this man not having empathy, and I just want people to Google manosphere on YouTube. Watch how AA men degrade Black women. Then you understand the point of view of this man. I'm not
Really?
shocked. I'm not surprised at all.
Is that another thing again? Which one is
It's,
manosphere again?
it's a completely world of where men just degrade Black women. They have nothing good to say about the Black woman.
Which one do
So,
they prefer? Yellow women or red women?
oh yeah, they prefer the white women. They
I
prefer the white
see.
women. They have nothing good to say about a Black woman. So I'm not surprised that he has no empathy and he's saying she got what she deserved. I'm not surprised at all. And we all have to realize Peace came to America to school. That's the first thing. She came to America to school. Where was her support system from her family? You just don't send your child abroad to school and you do not have that support system for her. It's hard enough just being here by yourself as a student, then you have no support system. He said he found her in a shelter. How did she end up in the shelter? We have to call out her family also. We have to call out her family. We can't tell me that her family is not seeing this YouTube video. If this guy saw it, where is her family? Where is her auntie?
Yeah.
Come on. She definitely has a family out there. I'm really sorry for what happened to her. I'm really sorry. And for those people that are talking about him trying to get taxes, those kids are with the state right now. And if they're with the state, he cannot file for anything at all. He cannot file for anything. We're the ones paying for those kids. Tax. He went in for felony charges. It's going to take a long time before he gets those kids to himself. A very long time. So right now, those kids are going to be with the states. So I really hope he sorts himself out. And I really hope Peace goes in for help. Because the thing about mental health, you cannot help them if they don't want help. That's
Whose
the thing.
phone is vibrating? There's some vibration going on there. Is that yours?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Auntie B? Okay.
Yes.
In California, you need to go to Skid Row, Auntie B. They literally live there. There's nothing you tell them about coming, oh, let me get you into treatment. Let me get you help. Yeah, they'll get you into treatment. Where I live right now, we have a program whereby we keep them in hotels for 30 days. We feed them. We do everything, but we just want them to get into treatment. After 30 days, you know where they go back to? The streets. So mental health, substance abuse, if they're not
understand how, I mean, that American system sucks. How do you expect somebody who is sick mentally to make the decision to get treatment? Where does capacity comes in? Where, I mean, is there a room for assessment of people's capacity to make that decision?
And the only time they have assessment for that is prison. Can you hear me, Auntie B?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, dear.
The only time they don't have a choice is when they go into prison. Prison is the largest home for people that have mental health. That's the only place they're gonna have them locked up, in prison. That's just the sad truth. Anyway, thank you. I love you, love you, love you, love you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Love you too. Oh my yeah, man. I appreciate you, darling. Abby, you are next. Then I'll come to you, Ola, and then I'll round it up with realities around you. Abby, if you are not still unmuted, that means you are not near your phone. So I will take you out. Okay? I don't think you are present. So that's okay. We'll speak again next time. Right. Ola, how are you? Ola, are you there? Okay, Ola cannot hear me. Realities around you. Let me come to you then.
Hello, Auntie B. Good evening. Good
Hey,
evening,
good evening,
everyone.
sis. It's been a minute. I do see you in the comment section. How are you?
Auntie B, I thank God and you and the family.
We
Thank
are
you so
good.
much.
It's nice to hear from you.
Thank you, Auntie B. I appreciate it. I just want
Can you hear
to.
me?
I just want.
Let me just make sure. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Igbolola, where did you go?
Emi àti ìyàwó mi ń gbọ́ lórí TV ń bí ni, so I was
Okay,
so
one
it's
minute.
lagging behind a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's realities finish. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sure.
Okay, Auntie B. Thank you. When it comes to this paper thing, I would like to say I disagree with some of the opinions people were giving about that some Americans don't know when it comes to who requires to get a paper, because these people right here now, they make off a lot of money from our people who needs paper, so they understand. So I see peace was a very big plan B for this man all along. He knew what he was doing. Okay, let's take for instance my own situation. I was married to my own ex, and I had a green card already, but when it was time for him to file for the citizenship, he refused to file. So, but he wanted me to keep making babies for him. So this is an intentional way, men who want to keep women in under control. They use what they use what the person need most, to put them in check, to put them under that control. So Marquis he played his game very well, and from his comment, immediately he broke that comment. Even at the time I joined and started hearing from him, immediately he made that comment. I knew that peace was not a saint, but everything boils down from what Marquis did to her, because going through trauma already, and being in a marriage where she was giving birth to children already are lots of work. Pregnancy, like Barry said, is a lot of work. Not to talk of when she gave birth to children, raising them up without, almost nothing. She was already going through a lot. I believe she was also making sure that she has her papers, but the man was not willing to do it for her. Mine was not willing. It took me to take a step by myself for me to get my papers.
What some people who live in America now said in the comment section is that he was not even in a position to do it, to be honest, my sister. Because
okay,
of
why
his
get
record, he couldn't
yes,
do it.
then why get involved with her? Why get involved with her and make her believe he was going to do that?
He couldn't even do it, sadly.
It's a very sad situation, and I pray that God helps her come off, get help, and because she is not in her right frame of mind, and this is one of the weapon. I will use the word weapon that narcissists want to get on some people. Like when it comes to making the person mentally ill, because he is so happy in the place where she is at now, and it's so painful that he is not even remorseful or empathic towards her, and it hurts so much. There's nobody would tell me that this man doesn't have a serious issue. And seriously, if we were allowed, we would have bombarded him with more questions even before he left. And but it's okay.
There's no need. Yeah,
It's
there's
okay.
no need. What
It's
is he
okay.
going to solve? Is he going to take
It's
street?
okay.
Is he going to
Yeah,
take
but-
her out of the streets? Is he going to treat her?
No. Yeah, he kept defending himself, and those are one of the traits. When you see people doing that, is a big red flag.
He did acknowledge that he could have done better, that there were some things he didn't do right, to be honest. Let's give it to him. I pulled him up when he made that statement, and I said that was really cool. You don't say God is judging her, she's getting what she deserved. But when I asked him if he, looking back in retrospect, if he thinks maybe he could have done better, he did say yes, there are some things he could have done better. But there was something he said that, he hit her once, but it's because he was trying to get something off her. She was trying to do this to him. And then he said, I don't condone violence. I'm not a violent person. But you went to prison for assaulting a policeman.
Thank you.
So I can't reconcile that. Somebody that can fight a policeman, an American police, that they carry gun up and down. Not like British police. British police no get gun. They walk out with a stick. Walking stick, what did they call them? Batson, they don't have. It's only the special forces that carry weapons. So if you can assault somebody that carry a gun, then what is a woman
Yeah,
who is
yeah.
vulnerable,
He
who
abused
still
her
have
in
very
that relationship.
skinny,
Yeah.
and maybe she has a big mouth on her. I don't doubt it, but I can't reconcile that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
Thank
painful.
you,
I
my
pray
sister.
God healing. I pray God's healing towards her, and I pray God also will reconnect her back to her children, because that is another space that might be affecting her as well. I pray God will
Mm.
help her. Thank you, Auntie
All
B.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks, my sister. God bless you. My love to your family. Bio, you're saying that, Auntie B, please, who said he couldn't give her green card based on his criminal record? Please, let's correct that as he can do it, just that the case will be looked into more carefully for fraud. Okay. I don't live in America, so I'm going with the information that I'm seeing on the comment section. So somebody was saying that with a criminal record that you can't. So I don't know. Ola, you are the
Yes.
last but not the least tonight.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay. Just let me know if you hear any feedback. Just want to make sure there's no feedback. How are you doing, my sister?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good, good. All right. So we can let you go and rest very quickly. For me, this issue is more of a foundational. Like there are very few situations where I will reference back to foundation, because I believe that a lot of things that people like to reference is in the past, and we can't use the past to fix anything from now into the future. But there's some situations that I personally I consider lost cause, right? It's not a lost cause. There's a lot that can be done for this young lady. Peace. I still want to go back and listen to the full story, but I got enough from some of your reiterations so far.
Mm,
Um, this is for every one of us that we're listening right now. The foundation you create for your kids is everything. If you don't have solid foundation for your kids, it increases the chances that they will belong to the government, which usually mean they belong to the streets.
hmm.
Okay, so even in like a UK system where the social system is a little bit tighter and better, right? The last thing you want is for your kids to end up in the system.
Of course.
Uh-huh. So this is a very very sad situation from what I can see. It's very sad situation. So I can say for sure, the foundation that foundation you have for your kids start from who you pick as a partner too, right? I'm sorry. As much as people would like to say, you're responsible for your own happiness, your environment affects your happiness. If you
Hmm.
are married to a person that doesn't help you to facilitate happiness, even if it's coming from inside of you, it's going to get tougher for you to create happiness from inside of you. So a lot of things we say them in extremes of ideologies, right? As opposed to say, no, no, no. There is a balance here in all of this. Okay, is admitted to more than enough for me to know that this is just a terrible situation. I'm just wondering if it's an extreme case of a Cora OBD, right? There's only so much that we know, but we know that he's revealed enough to let us know that he definitely did not help facilitate a better environment for a person who may be troubled already. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So that's really all I really got out of the whole situation so far. He's calling a lot of God.
It
I
says
don't
calling
want to
the
call
love
that.
God.
I don't want to call that red flag, but anyway, sir.
It's calling
I,
the love of God. Is it
yeah,
bad to call God? Don't we all call God?
yeah, me. I just came back from church just now. I'm just saying,
Yes.
when you mix all of that together with drugs, and to be, the rest of it is speculation. Is he having all these kids with his wife, ex-wife, to have to get money? Maybe, maybe not. Speculations, we don't know, but people do that. There are people that do that.
We'll never know.
Yeah. So, but it's a sad situation. I think we can all learn from it still and just say, hey, uh, foundation, good foundation for your kids. It starts with what kind of partner you pick.
Yeah,
You know.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ola. I
No
appreciate your
problem.
contribution.
No Allah.
Foundation, big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice, thank you. My love to Lola.
Sure. Later.
All right, bye. Ice, you are saying I should check my DM. I'm checking. Is it Instagram or WhatsApp? I can't see anything from you. I'm about to end now. Say, Auntie B, check your DM, check your DM. Is it relevant to what we are talking about? Ice. I can't see anything. Anyway, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. It's not very often that we get the opportunity to speak to, someone, especially brothers, or a man, the husband or the ex. Unfortunately, Peace's story is kind of different. She wasn't the one that told us the story herself. We read about it in the newspaper because of her situation, her mental health, and wandering around in the street, breaking into people's home, being, taken to jail, taken to police, arresting her repeatedly, and all that. It's a very, very sad situation. It's not something we wish on anyone for, but it's happened. But there are lots of lessons to learn from it. Those of us in Nigeria, especially all these people that are always sending their children abroad. You want to send your children abroad, who are you sending them to? You send your children to Canada, you send them to the US, to the UK. And these are young children. They've never been out of Nigeria before. Who are you sending them to? People keep telling me to check my DM. There's nothing on my DM, Egbami. I can't see anything on my DM. I'm not seeing anything on my DM. Okay, if you've got something you want to say that is in my DM that you keep saying, Ijedima. Ijedima, what is it? Sheko see. I can't see anything on my DM. Somebody was calling me. Somebody was calling on Instagram. Is he on Instagram? We take calls. Hey, Joe. We don't take calls here. We share the link here. If you want to come and speak, you speak. Anyway, the show is closed. Not today again. So the lessons, there are many. Hey, Joe, please, let's take the lessons from it. We will never know the truth because, like, what they always say, there are three sides to a story. There's his story, there's his side, there's her side, and there's the truth. But, I'm really grateful that Marquise was, he came forward to speak. He said, what we read about in the newspaper is not correct. He's come to clarify. And he told us a lot of things about what Peace was doing, her behavior, her action. And I'm not saying that Peace was a saint. I don't know her, But perhaps there could have been a bit more understanding from his end, towards her. This was a woman that was at home looking after 7 children under the age, as at that time, when he went to prison, they were all under 10. 7 children, no income, nothing, no immigration. Police are calling her, they are harassing her, they are taking her to court. She's afraid that she's going to be deported. She doesn't know what's going to happen. No wonder she snapped. No wonder she broke. There is so much someone can take in this life. There's so much. She was a victim of so many things. So many things happened to her in her life when she got to America. Her auntie that she was supposed to protect her eventually didn't. They pushed her out. They took her document, according to what Marquis told us. They didn't support her. She was vulnerable. She couldn't go to school. Imagine a young girl coming to the US with all your dreams, your hope. Now you are going to go to school finally. All your friends will envy you. You are going to the US. All of a sudden, Wahala started with auntie and her husband. We don't know what they did to her. Somebody was saying in the comment section that it's even possible that the auntie's husband may have fathered the first child. Who knows? Auntie pushed her out, seized her document. What kind of auntie is that one? Wickedness. There's some people shy. No matter what she did, even if she was sleeping with your husband, give her her document, send her away. Because some women, their marriage, they fit do anything, even if not the man. You guys will not believe that this doctor, the doctor that we're talking about in Lagos, that they were saying that this wife's sister, the wife's niece or whatever that was living with them, 15-year-old, that the man has been sleeping with her. The mother of the doctor, if you see the voice note of what the mother was saying, they were saying this to the wife of the man. So you want to expose your husband because he slept with your niece. So what? Is he the only one? Is that why you want to put him out there? My people, there's a lot of work we need to do. And this is not easy pass. We get issue, especially some women from the older generation. They will cover up anything. They go see truth, they no go talk am. They will cover up, cover up, cover up. No wonder a lot of people are breaking down from too much cover up. Too much cover up. They go see evil like this, they will cover her up. So they sent her out, sent her packing, drove her to the streets. She was homeless in America. Then she met a man who doesn't even understand her situation. That as an immigrant, you need to fight for paper, you need to get this. She couldn't get money to pay her school student fees, you know. She couldn't work. Next thing, she was having children back to back to back to back. How can a young girl, so young, 32 years old, have 7 children? How? Do you know what it means to look after children? All of you want to be parents, you know what it means when you have your children under 10, under 8, under 7. You go back this one, back this one. How much? He said it was making $2,000 a month or a week. He said it was making between $1,800 and $2,000 a week. And some of you in America say, for a family of how many are they now? 7 children plus 2 adults. That's not enough money. So they struggled. They've always struggled financially. So compound it with all her, you know, her political ideas and everything. And I'm sure she was someone that was very verbal and saying things. He said she didn't treat him well. She had deep insecurities. And that's something I'm going to look into this week. On Tuesday, we're going to be talking about when people are deeply insecure, not because of anything that the other person has done, but because of their own issues, their own trauma that they haven't dealt with. On Tuesday, another Cameroonian man don't delete his wife for Canada. Now insecurity. Make una see the danger of insecurity. Men have it, women have it. I mean, somebody that is insecure, they are very, very dangerous. If you do anything. Amakis said, even to open door for a woman, peace will accuse him that you are sleeping with the woman. And I'm saying, that is able to tell you that she's not all right. She's not well. So we as Black people need to have a more understanding and a more, you know, let's look at mental health with more compassion. Okay, let's not just say, oh, you are behaving this way, you must be a bad person. You know, no, there are underlying issues. So many of us in our community are walking around with undiagnosed. You don't know how many Black people, how many Africans. I'm not even talking about African American, whatever now. Africans that have underlying mental illness that have not been diagnosed. Somebody told me a story the other day, and I kept saying, because there are some things that just you can't explain why a rational human being who can think will behave that way. So many undiagnosed mental illnesses in our community will be the last to seek for help, will be the last to go for support. Even the ones that have a full-blown diagnosis that, okay, you are suffering from schizophrenia, you are suffering from paranoia, whatever, they will not take medication. Stigma, so many things. Mental health is massive in our culture, in our community, and is impacting on people's behavior. We need to have an understanding of that. Having 7 children in the Obodoyibo, under 10, by yourself, with a husband in jail, you have no work, no green card. That one not reach to make person get mental health problem. Come put drugs on top. Come put somebody that is jumping from juju, he's going to America. You come from a Christian background, you go to America, now you are looking for juju. That is to tell you that, you know, there's something wrong. She's looking for solutions. Okay? She was looking for solutions in Florida now. That Marquise was telling us that she started looking for Batala. She was looking for Ifa, you know. In America, she was looking for solutions. She was looking for solutions. I did the analysis with my little knowledge about it, and I talked to you guys a while ago about the bucket, the stress bucket. If you keep going back to that stress bucket, when your stress bucket is filling up and you don't have a way to release some of the stresses, when it overflows, that's it. You cannot tell between reality, something that is reality, and something that is not reality anymore. You will now begin to see everybody that they are the ones that are mad. It's you, God, that will first call them that you are not okay. You that is not okay is the one that, you know, people that are not mentally ill are the ones that always accuse other people. So stresses, too much stress. This woman was in a very desperate position. And that is why somebody was saying that I'm being harsh on my kids. What do you want me to do? I should start condemning peace? Life has dealt with her so harshly. What do you expect me to do? She's in the streets. Do you know what it means to be homeless? She's wearing coats. Have you not Googled that? Did I not show you a picture? You will cry. Do you want your sister to be in that position? Do you want somebody in your family to be in that position? Are we going to sit down here and start tearing her down again? Like life has not dealt with her bad enough? How bad? Eshanu, have mercy, please. Have mercy. This is not about, people always make it like it's about him or her. It's not. It's not about him or her. It's not about husband. It's not about, we are talking holistically about the situation. We are talking about, okay, what's the way forward? So many things happen in your relationship. You all did things that you probably shouldn't have done. If you know that you have 7 children, why do you go and beat Olokpa and you end up in jail? And you put the woman in a position now that she cannot care for the children, knowing that she doesn't have paper, she's jobless. So if you want to point fingers, everybody go collect. Peace go collect. My kids go collect. They are not innocent. None of them is innocent. The only people that are innocent in this story are the children. They don't deserve it. Now they scatter them up and down in America, in foster care. Is this not a tragedy? Does anybody win? When we say that people should fix their relationship, treat each other well with love and respect, so that it doesn't get to this part, they will say, they are bashing us. It's men bashing, every day they are bashing men. They are doing this. Oh no, they like you. 7 children. The oldest is 13. The youngest is 4. Even Marquis, does he have peace? You think he's happy? He's told us he's had therapy. He's had to move from one state to the other now, trying to see how he can ever have access. He's not seen his children since 2020, or even before then, because he went to jail. There's no peace anywhere. Nobody is happy. It's all a tragedy. So we have a lot to learn. We have a lot to do. But we must take the lessons and do better. Let's just do better. If you have somebody in your life, please, no matter how you think they treat you, no matter how you feel about them, please, especially when children are involved, don't harbor bitterness. Don't deal with them the same way they've dealt with you. Have some empathy. Have compassion. It is well with us. Thank you so much. I'm back on Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm going to rest. Monday I will rest because we've been doing the show back to back. But on Tuesday I'm back with that story of the Cameroonian brother. Real Mango Park. You don't marry one before for Canada. That one run. Kita, leave him. He now went to Cameroon and married the one that is half his age. Deleted her yesterday. His classmates who went to secondary school with him was the one that contacted me. So many Cameroonian over the farm have contacted me with the story. So we're going to talk about it on Tuesday evening. Let's talk about the lessons, on Tuesday. And it's all about insecurity. So if you are living with someone that is deeply insecure, it is well. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate everyone that called in. Bio, you did well. Thank you for those questions, those vital questions that you asked, Marquise. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on Tuesday evening or Tuesday afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. God bless you. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye, guys.